Testing. Okay. Hello everyone, I'm sorry I was muted. This is still really loud on my end, hold on. If the song will play again. Okay. So, let me know if the game is too loud or too quiet. Hello Nyron, hello Alex Wolf, hello Tsunami, and Kazuya Chronicles and Hibiki. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining me. So today we have the investigation and class trial to do. My mic almost fell. I don't have a stand for it. So it's on the edge of my desk. Anyway. Alright, let's get started on the investigation. Okay. Alright. The victim is Kokoro Mitsume. The estimated time of death is unknown. The audio is good. Hello. Hello, Kokoro. Okay. The estimated time of death is unknown. The victim's corpse was found in Kokoro Mitsume's room. I went to the dentist recently and got cavities filled, so my mouth is a little sore, so I might have to take a break at least like halfway through or something. I don't know. Both hands and feet have been cut off and are missing. There are also instances of second to third degree frostbite all over the body, causing necrosis to the cells. I can't speak. Hello. How is everyone's day? Mine's fine. Okay. Other possible causes of death are destruction of cellular tissues due to hypothermia or frostbite. There may be additional damage and other signs indicating otherwise, however. Okay. So that was the monochrome file. Let's talk to Yotoko.
Monitoring duty's been going well so far, and no one looks suspicious from here. I appreciate your work. I promise to work twice as hard for you, Yoriko. Iroha.
I know I have to monitor the scene, but it feels really creepy to stand right next to a dead body. On the bright side, at least this doesn't stink thanks to it being frozen.
You shouldn't say that. What you just said was very disrespectful.
Oh, was it? Sorry.
Hello, Elise. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Nathanator, welcome. Also, yes, please, no spoilers in the chat. If you can, do that, please, for me. Okay. Hey, Tsunami, are you still here? Actually, I'm gonna mod a couple people that I know I can trust, so that I can have a moderator for the stream. Okay, whatever. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. Alright, I made my boyfriend a moderator, so you're a moderator now. Masafumosi. What? Oh, Sue, you're still here. I'm also gonna mod you, Sue. Okay. So it can prevent spoilers. Alright. So that was Iroha. Let's check the body, probably. That would be a good idea. Kokoro's body was lying down in the bed like a lifeless block of ice. Kokoro, who killed you? Is it even possible to figure out the culprit without Kokoro's help? No, we can't let ourselves despair. Even without Kokoro, we need to win the class trial. Kokoro, if you'll excuse me, I'll need to feel around your body to examine you. Kokoro's body was frozen, and she was only wearing her underwear. It was an appalling sight, but the culprit may have left some evidence behind.
Death is due to freezing for sure.
I get scared every time I hear that, like my own voice, because I don't know when it's coming. But since the monochrome file mentioned that there may be additional causes, I shouldn't jump to conclusions. In addition to that, both of Kokoro's hands and feet were neatly cut off.
This may be the direct cause of death, but nothing's confirmed yet.
Oh, no, that's fine. Thank you for doing that, actually. Thank you for listening to me in the background. That means a lot. I do that too, so. Don't worry about actively modding. I can handle it as well. But that's just, you know. You're my friend anyway, so you're a mod now. Haha. So what do you think Sora's sexuality is? That's a good question. I don't know. She's whatever you guys want her to be, I guess. I don't know, probably bi or something. Other than that, there were no identifiable injuries. It's hard to notice that other abnormalities in the first place due to the whole corpse being frozen.
Hey. Sora, are you investigating Kokoro's body?
Yes, I thought I might find some potential leads.
So, did you find anything?
No, not yet. I have a question though. Why is Kokoro only wearing her underwear?
Isn't it because the culprit undressed her?
Well, obviously. What I'm saying is, why would you take off her clothes in the first place?
Well, there must have been some reason. Right now, her clothes are under the bed. Maybe it's so that she'd freeze to death quicker? I honestly have no clue.
That's what I would guess.
I really feel sorry for her. I wouldn't want to die like this. I don't know who the culprit is, but I'm not going to let the culprit go off that easy. To leave Kokoro in such a terrible state as this, it's unforgivable. I wish I could cover her with a blanket, but thinking rationally, Shobai's words make sense. There could be evidence found on Kokoro's body. In fact, you're investigating it too, Sora.
Right.
By the way, Sora, did you also investigate the bed?
The bed?
While Roha and I were investigating around the bed, we found bloodstains.
Of course I saw that. Aren't those from the cut hands and feet?
No, not that. I'm talking about the dry bloodstains.
Dry?
It looks like some time has passed for these bloodstains to dry. You can tell from its color and texture.
So where did those bloodstains come from? It doesn't seem like it's from the severed hands and feet.
From the looks of it, the blood from the severed limbs froze from the frozen blood vessels as they started to thaw.
Plain, I think. Anyway, also, for the class trial, I'm gonna need your guys' help. So, because I know what happens, or like vaguely. I know who the culprit is, but I am bad at like putting it all together, so I'm like in-game. She gives me NB vibes. Honestly, I can see that. Okay.
From the looks of it, the blood from the severed limbs...
I think I read that already.
With this, we can assume that the hands and feet were cut off after Kokoro had completely frozen over.
Then these bloodstains must be from before Kokoro was frozen, right?
Yeah, I thought so too, but then again, it's probably too soon to say anything for certain. Yotoko, you're a lot smarter than you seem. Hey, why do you keep acting like using my brain is some kind of big feat for me? I'm trying my best to figure out what happened too, you know.
I'll make sure to make note of that. Thanks, Yotoko.
Uh-huh. Oh, it's nothing really.
Severed limbs has been added. Dry bloodstains. Okay, got it. Weebly streams of chapter 2 today, so you can help with some parts. Okay, thank you guys. Okay. Sora, how's your progress? I'm still in shock, really. Me too, but we should keep investigating. That's right, I wanted to ask you something, Yuki. Ask me about what? You said this morning that Kokoro didn't open her door when you brought her meal last night, correct? Can you give me a full recap of what happened? Sure, if that would help. It's just like what I said in the morning. After dinner last night, I suggested that to Emma. Said she always left right after finishing a meal. I hadn't had a chance to talk to her for a while. Oh, you did help me in the last class trial? Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. So I suggested going to visit Kokodo together. My, what a brave move on your part. Are you sure that there weren't any personal feelings involved? Personal feelings? Emma wasn't in the best state because of Kokodo's condition, and she was looking for someone to visit with her anyway. I'm joking, Yuki. Please continue. Alright, anyway, so that's how Emma, Teria, and I became a group for Kokodo's supper delivery last night. But when we arrived, there was no answer. We even told her we'd brought Teria, but again, nothing. After a few more tries, we all just assumed she must have been sleeping. So we left her supper in front of her door and left. It'd be logical to assume that she was already dead at that point. I doubt that. Remember what Yoriko said earlier? The supper we left at her doorstep had been taken away that night. Yoriko?
Huh? Did someone call me?
Yoriko, perfect timing. Is it true that the dinner at Kokoda's doorstep was gone when you passed by last night?
Huh? Well, yeah, that's what I saw. I told you that this morning.
Come to think of it, it was Yoriko who brought this morning's meal, right? If it's okay, could I ask you what you did Bruh. Can I ask you what you did this morning?
I mean, I just delivered the food and did my usual stuff. I went with Teria to deliver the breakfast, and when we called for her, there was no answer. So just like Yuki, I left the food by her door and went straight to the village.
The village? What for?
I always practice cooking in the morning at the village. Hopefully one day we won't have to rely on Mikado's cooking.
But the breakfast that Yoriko left is still there on the doorstep and hasn't been touched. So that means it's almost certain Kokodo died this morning.
What's with those looks on your faces? Are you guys suspecting me?
Not one bit. It's useless to suspect anyone when the trial hasn't even started yet. Yuki, we need more clues for now. You're right. Let's not jump to conclusions. The only time anyone would enter this room is during the 3 scheduled visits. Excluding just now when we found Kokodo's corpse, the possible times are this morning and yesterday evening. Yoriko and Yuki's account on those 2 visits might come in handy. I should write this down. Yuki's account, Yoriko's account, okay. Drum! This is a drum container? What is this doing in Kokodo's room? On closer inspection, there was a label on the drum. Liquid nitrogen, handle with caution. Liquid nitrogen. This thing can freeze an object in an instant. After carefully opening the lid and looking inside, I found that it was empty. If it's empty, that means somebody used it. This seems like an important clue.
What is it?
Rara, what are you doing? Setsuka, take a look at this. It's liquid nitrogen. The culprit must have used this to freeze Kokodo. Using liquid nitrogen to freeze Coco, are you sure? Isn't it a possibility? If the culprit used liquid nitrogen, there must be some traces of it left somewhere. What do you mean?
Aside from that,
If they put Coco on the bed and poured liquid nitrogen on her, the sheets in the bed should have been frozen as well. But other than the room temperature, there aren't any frozen traces anywhere, let alone the bed. If they didn't pour it on her, maybe they could have dunked Kokodo into the container then pulled her out. If that's the case, they wouldn't have been able to pull her out. Their hands would have frozen the instant they put them in the container. And if they poured it on the floor would have been frozen, not to mention the container is empty, right? If they dipped her in, some traces or leftover liquid would have definitely been left inside. So, that means the culprit didn't use liquid nitrogen, but then why is this? Well, I guess we need to investigate more. Maybe we'll find our answers later. After hearing Satsuka's words, I'm sure there's more to this drum than meets the eye. I decided to make a note of it for now. Liquid nitrogen container has been added to the bullet section of your e-handbook plus. This account has been added to the bullet section of your handbook. Okay, got it. Hey, Mikado, what do you want? Oh, Miss Sora, how's the investigation going? The investigation going? You're in my way. Get out. Are there no depths to your cruelty, Miss Sora? And I was just about to show you a clue I'd found. A clue? Yes, take a look at this. What's this? Dry ice?
So how's that?
An open bag of dry ice, no less. I found it on the door, just over there. Dry ice. So this is how they froze Kokodo? Who knows, but wouldn't it be too difficult to freeze someone with just this? You could partially freeze some parts, but there are only so many pieces. Definitely not enough to completely freeze Kokodo's whole body. But the fact this open bag exists means they must have used it one way or another. Perhaps the low temperature of this room can provide a clue. It would definitely be hard to freeze a whole body with just this. Still, the fact that this exists means that they must have used it one way or another. Hazel, good. Would you, other than Sora? Chiebukuro. I love RT. I love RT though, so I, obviously. But Chiebukuro is my favorite, is best girl to me, so that's why I say Chiebukuro. Considering the cold air and white mist that was here, there is a possibility that they used it to lower the room's temperature. This feels like an important clue. I should write this down. Miss Sora? Since the one you... Oh, I just simply ignore... I didn't press that. Okay. Ah, the Student E-Handbook Plus. I instinctively checked my pockets and found mine was still on me, but if not mine, then... I think it's probably Kokodo's. Hey, Nikkei. That E-Handbook Plus right there is making this situation a whole lot more complicated. What do you mean? Think about it. Our rooms can only be opened by the owner's E-Handbook Plus. The E-Handbook Plus is inside the room, yet Kokodo also killed inside of the room. So the key to the room was inside the room itself. Could this be a locked room murder? Yeah, and Kokodo would never open the door if it's not for her meals. So that would mean someone who was here to bring her food used that chance to kill Kokodo. That would be impossible. It'd be possible... My dog's barking, I'm sorry. That would be impossible. It'd be possible if only one person had visited her. But including Teria, there was always more than 2 people that had visited her. Okay, sorry. Alright. Ah, I see. And yet, despite that, there are no other ways to enter these rooms, so it could only have happened during mealtime. Nikkei, maybe if someone had stolen Kokodo's E-Handbook Plus, couldn't they come in whenever they wanted? Huh? They could have snatched the E-Handbook Plus while giving Kokodo her food. Also, thank you guys. Then, after that, they could have entered the room freely as they pleased. That's not possible either, so what if they steal it? You can't even turn the E-Handbook Plus on if you don't have the owner's fingerprints. Even if you happen to leave the E-Handbook Plus on, you won't be able to use it again without the fingerprint. The E-Handbook Plus automatically turns off after a certain amount of time, so unless you plan to re-enter right after you left, you won't be able to re-enter the room. I thought I'd solve the mystery. Anyways, if we don't solve the trick behind this locked room murder, the trial's going to get difficult real fast. You can't enter the room without the E-Handbook Plus. Then how did the culprit enter the room? Enter Kokodo's room? Kokodo's E-Handbook Plus. Okay. What is this? A refrigerator. Perhaps there's some kind of clue inside here. Nothing special to note. Huh? Wait. This is... I first thought it to be a normal refrigerator, but I soon noticed something odd. The divider is a bit tilted? The divider between the refrigerator compartments seems a bit unnatural, like someone just crammed it in. So this divider was removable. I guess Kokodo could have just misplaced it at some point, but I'll write it down just in case.
Oh, Sora, you saw that too?
Are you talking about the refrigerator dividers? It does look a bit suspicious, but I doubt it'll be an important clue.
No, not that. You didn't miss it, did you? The dying message.
The dying message? I opened the door and searched the insides again, but I couldn't see anything resembling the dying message that Konate mentioned. Where's the dying message?
Aw, poor Sora, you're more dense than you look. See the bottom compartment over there?
Are you talking about these icicles?
Yep, this is the dying message that Kokodo left.
These icicles are the dying message? I thought these were just frozen icicles that had dropped down.
Sora, come on, use that brain a bit more. We can deduce 2 facts from these icicles. First, the refrigerator's output is set to maximum power. I'm sure you've heard from Monocro, but the refrigerators in our room can be set to instant freezing or defrosting modes depending on its output power. This particular refrigerator is set to instant freezing mode.
I see. I guess the only one in my room wasn't cold enough to form icicles.
Second, Kokodo used these icicles to leave a dying message. Sora, take a closer look at those icicles.
On closer inspections, the icicles had smaller carvings on their bases. On one side it says F, and the other O. I thought these were just scratches, but these were deliberately engraved by someone.
Yep, and if you look closely, 2 of those 8 icicles are...
Yes, Ellie did an amazing job with Konate.
If you look closely, 2 of those 8 icicles are overlapped.
Overlapped?
Well, to be specific, it's more like the longer one had penetrated the smaller one,
And the pierced icicle, the smaller one, has not F and O, but F and I engraved into it. Now that you point it out, it does look like that, but how did you know that this was the dying message?
I mean, it's obvious. The obstacles were lined up in an unnatural way. Plus, the refrigerator being on instant freezing mode was suspicious as well.
So what does it mean?
Are you for real? Does the dying message have any other purpose than to point out the killer?
Then did you find out who the culprit is?
I can't tell you right now. I'll need a bit longer to think about it. But don't worry, I'll be sure to figure it out before the trial.
This is the dying message. The message that points out who's the killer, although I'm not sure what it means. Hello, Will. But I can't leave it all to Kanade. We should figure it out at the trial. Refrigerator divider, dying message, okay. Let's talk to the twins, I guess.
Kanade would do it. Kanade will solve everything for me.
Okay. What's the matter, Kanade?
Nothing.
Okay, did I click on everything? I think I did. Oh, I didn't talk to Emma. Emma, how's your investigation going? I'm sorry, Sora, but I want to focus on investigating right now. Can we talk after the trial's over? I have to avenge Kokoto's death. I see. I'll try my best, too. Okay. Can I leave? Oh, I can. Where do I go? Oh, I think I searched every part of the room. Where should I go next? Hey, Guy. Welcome.
Huh, Sora? Why are you just standing there?
I was just wondering where I should investigate next. What about you? Weren't you supposed to guard the crime scene?
I was going to take a quick bathroom break. The trial is about to start soon. Wouldn't have to have an accident during the trial. So I left the crime scene to Hibiki.
I see. Oh, you. Perfect timing. You're there. You there.
Sora, I think he's calling you.
You, artist. Yeah, you. Bubblehead.
Me? But Bubblehead? Wait, why me? I think this is the first time we've even talked to each other.
If you don't do it, then I'll make sure you don't wake up at all.
Go right, I'll do it.
Shobai, are you out of your mind? Did you even consider investigating for even a second? Investigating? Why bother? I already know who done it.
What? So you know who the culprit is? This is such a shock that bathroom, bye-bye.
I'm drawing the Mori characters as Mario characters. That's amazing. What do you mean I know who done it? The culprit slipped up with something I said. I was the only one to hear it, though. Wait a sec, why am I even telling you this? Just go to that little bubblehead to wake me up later on. If she doesn't, you're next. Alright, bye. What's up with him? He's so confident about what he said. It doesn't seem like he's lying. Even if he knows who's the blackened, that attitude certainly isn't very pleasant. If we try to rely on him, who knows what will happen next? I guess I'll just ignore his words and try to resolve this on our own terms.
Sora, did he say anything while I was... Wait, where's Shobai?
I don't know. I don't have a lot of details. He just left after telling me to tell you to wake him up from his nap.
Unbelievable. I got scared, so I accepted his request without a thought, but I'm not going to do it. Never. What's with that attitude? Ignoring others as you please.
Maybe it'll be better to leave him here so he'll be executed for not joining the trial.
Sora, isn't that going a bit too far?
I was joking. Please don't take that seriously. Anyways, I'm going off to investigate elsewhere for now.
Okay, I guess I'll return to my post now. See you later.
Shirobai's account has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Okay. Where do I go? Wait. I'm gonna save is what I'm gonna do. Okay. I'm trying to think where I would go. Someone help me. Chat. Help me. Where do I go? Oh, Shinji's here. Wait. Whoa! Sora! Good work as usual. What am I, a Yakuza or something? I don't know what this whole pink sauce thing is. I don't know what that is, and I've heard about it, but I don't know what that is. It's like a TikTok thing.
I didn't know anything about that. What am I, a Yakuza or something? What's with that greeting? Furthermore, Shinji, what are you doing here? This is the door to the balcony. Well, when I went jogging this morning, I thought I saw something strange. It looked like a white, long cloth leading towards the balcony, so I thought maybe I'd find something here. A white and long cloth? Yeah, but I didn't find anything. The balcony. Shinji, would it be possible to leave the monocruise to this balcony?
Wait.
Well, what? Oh, that was too high-pitched. What? Why? Just in case. The windows are all closed on the ship, so this is the only... Dog. Okay. The windows are all closed on the ship, so this is the only known way out other than the main entrance. This TikTok trend, there's nothing healthy about it at all. Is it supposed to be healthy? I'm confused. But it's quite tall. It might look weird, but the monocruise itself has the proper structure of a regular cruise ship. Even if you tried landing in the sea, the water level around this part of the ship is pretty shallow, so you'd probably injure yourself no matter what. If it's TikTok, then ignore it. That's a good point. Then couldn't you use some kind of rope to pull yourself down? So, controversy. Okay. Spoiled milk in a bottle. Ew, that's gross. Okay, anyway. Oh, well, I guess it wouldn't be impossible. Anyways, thanks. I'll write this down. Monocruise balcony. Shinji's count. I'll be leaving then. Sora, where are you off to? I already figured out where I want to investigate next, thanks to you. Thanks to me. Good luck with the rest of your investigation, Shinji. Mythical Wonders Museum. Shinji said that the Yuki Onna statue there had been broken a few days ago. I don't know if it's because of that, but I felt like something might be here. I guess I was wrong. Excluding the broken ice statue, there weren't any clues to note. Maybe Kanade was right. Maybe I'm not cut out for investigations. The dressing room perhaps. Since I'm already here, maybe I'll check it out. Whoa! Don't scare me like that! Huh? Teria. Oh, it's you, Sora. You scared me, standing in front of the door like that? Were you just inside the dressing room? Yeah, I thought I'd check the items list. Item list? What's that? Ah, so you don't know? It's a checklist of the various items in the room. It's right there on the wall. Oh, so what did you want to check about the list? I just checked to see if there's anything missing. Looks like everything's there and accounted for, though. The item list also exists in other places like the mart and the workout room. I guess it's hard to notice it if you're not actively looking for it. Anyways, I was checking them one by one. This one's the last one, but the stock matches the wearer, so that's a relief. You've been checking all of them one by one?
It's my duty.
Yeah, I always do. My god, Teria, are you some kind of freak? What? How could you say that about me? Actually, as soon as I heard the word killing game, I felt the need to go check these every day. I had a hunch that something bad might happen if I don't. I don't know why. I use TikTok, but I only use it for memes. I wonder if there's any point in that, but good work anyways, so there's no problems? Well, I did find one weird thing. Something out of the ordinary?
This is...
One of the wigs had some shards or something on it. I don't know where I got those. Maybe I'm being overly meticulous. I don't know.
no good.
It might have no relevance to the case at all. I mean, Kokoda was killed in her room, so why would there be any clues way out of here? What? I'm just doing my routine checkup. Wait, come to think of it, why are you here, Sora? That's... Oh, no.
Well, I think that was enough time. I will now end the investigation.
That was fast. It only took 30 minutes.
I trust you've all been working hard, so you should have plenty of clues to solve this case. Everyone, gather at the entrance to the class trial room on the first floor of the monocruise.
Hold on. Who is messaging me? Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay.
If you're late, you'll have a hefty punishment waiting for you.
Oh, thanks, Kev. Thank you for the $2. When's the next Zell Direct? I mean, I don't really have, like, multiple projects I need to announce at one time, so that Zelda Direct would be kind of pointless, but I will say that the Fandom's Calling spoiler video is almost done, or almost done. The script is for it is almost done. It's not nowhere near being done. Editing it is going to take a while. Hey, Kev. Thanks for joining. Yes, I saw that. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's all I had to say. I feel like there's something else I was gonna add, but I don't know. Gosh, Terry, I don't think we have any time left to be chatting like this. Yeah, you're right. Let's head to the class trial room right now. Alright, time for the class trial, guys. I'm nervous because I feel like I'm gonna mess up really badly.
Sora, you're here.
I'm sorry I'm late. Am I the last to arrive?
Nope, Roha and Shobai...
That's not the Yuki's voice. Nope, Iroha and Shobai aren't here yet. What are they doing? They should be well aware of the penalty for being late. That being said, to come back to this place again...
Tell me about it. We wouldn't want to be here if there weren't... We wouldn't be here if there weren't any murders. To think that we'd have another victim.
Kokoro.
If Coco wasn't here, Don't worry, sis. I'll take care of everything.
Teria, you've got plenty of experience with this class trial stuff, right? I have high expectations for you, okay? This has nothing to do with experience. I don't have any memory of them, remember? And it might sound a bit irresponsible, but I'm not the brightest person around. If Ray was here instead, she would certainly have been more helpful. But I'll do my best. I've changed since then. Guess who doesn't have a high expectation for you? Me! That's my fave fangin. I'm trying to think of one that I'm not a part of. Why can't I think of it? There's one that I know that I like, but I can't think of it. What's it called? Lapse. I haven't played all of that yet, but I like what I've seen. I like the art style. I also like Shattered Hope. So yeah. Moreover, what is up with Iroha and Shobai? Why are they taking so long? I've got to say, what an unlikely duo. Iroha's probably off to wake Shobai up. Wake up? What do you mean? Well, Shobai said he was gonna take a nap until the class trial starts, saying that he has nothing more to investigate.
What? Nothing more to investigate? Unbelievable!
How should I say this? He looked pretty relaxed. He says he already figured out who did it. The culprit? But I don't have a single clue on what happened. Is he thinking that all of this Kokoro's death is just fun and games? Yeah, I mean, I like Shattered Hope again, but, like, I am also a part of it. Which, actually, the 4-year anniversary of me being on Shattered Hope team is just happened not that long ago. I can't forgive that kind of attitude. Well, there's also the chance that he's actually the culprit and he's bluffing. Whatever the case may be, he was still napping while everyone's investigating for their lives. It's nothing new. This is the same person that slept through the trial last time, after all. He's definitely crazy.
I'm sorry for being late.
Ugh. Shobai, you arrogant slimeball, stop napping when our lives are on the line. Thank you, Alexis. Oh, Despair Time. Again, I'm part of it. Let's see, I have the 4 main ones that I'm in are this one. Wait, 5 main ones. I don't know, there's a lot. Super Danganronpa Another 2, Danganronpa F Shattered Hope, where I voiced Rissy, Despair Time, where I voiced Eden, Nico Rompa, I voiced Tina, Altina, and then, the other one. Oh, Rejected Zero, I voiced Madeline, okay. I couldn't think of names for a second. These class trials are not a joke, got it?
Serious?
The Axolotl Eden in the real, I know it's me, Axolotl Eden. We're the last ones here, right? Then let's get moving. Moving my ass, you never do anything.
Are you late, Roha? Sorry, Shobai, he isn't the type to easily wake up.
This case is easy anyways. Can you just take it all by yourselves? I need to go over the deals I'll be managing when I leave this place. Listen to me! Calm down, Shinji. Sora's right. It isn't the first time Shobai's like that. Just ignore him like they do with Mikado. Wait, what? What does that have to do with... Spare time is my favorite thing, and nice. But I can't stand that kind of attitude. Shinji, class trials require a cool head and a clear mind. You should never, ever act emotionally and irrationally in them. Right, if everyone says so, I'll calm down. Teruya, finally you feel like a true mentor. Is that a compliment?
Despite some students choosing to be tardy, it's time to finally get things started. Is everyone ready? Everyone, please enter the elevator in front of you to join the class trial.
Hello, Snowy. Welcome to the stream.
I'll be waiting for you there.
So it's starting again. I'm scared.
Don't worry, we've all got to face this together, and we did what we could. We need to end this by discussing what we found. Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about, I forgot his name. Yup, when the trial ends, at least one of us won't be here back up again.
Yeah, you guys are right. I said I'm gonna trust you guys again. It's because I trust you that I suspect you, to find the culprit and survive with everyone. Sis, I said you should just leave it to me.
Guys, I have a favor to ask of you. It might sound out of place, but I really liked Kokoro. At first, I just wanted to talk to her, but she listened to me, and my heart. I will find the heartless monster who killed her. Please lend me your strength, so that I can see it. So that I can see to it she rests in peace. Oh, cool. Thank you for racing over here. Oh, V-Meister. I know you. First time donating. Thank you so much for the $5. Super fantastic at voice acting in general. Thank you so much. Oh my god, that's so nice of you. Okay.
You don't need to be so formal. We all feel the same. Yep. If you think positively, we can go through anything.
Well, in all seriousness, if we don't do this, we'll end up being dead meat anyways. Don't you dare interrupt this touching moment, Mikado. Emma, if Kokoro didn't die, she would definitely have joined us in the end, because you were there for her. It's a bit too late for that now, though.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep. Then, let's put an end to this. As Emma said, we all feel the same. Well, most of us, at least. We were able to solve through the last trial when it seemed impossible. We can do it again. That's what we're going to believe. Dressing room item list has been added to the bullet section. Okay, bought it, got it. Okay. Save! How many hours do I have in this? Wait. 14? Jesus. I'm making Dangan fan game. You got any tips? I would love to tell you, but I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't know what I was doing. 2, there's just nothing general I can really say, but I mean, if you want to check my Fangin tutorial videos for RPG Maker, there's a playlist for that. And then Paw, who made Danganronpa Shattered Hope, has a video about writing for Fangins. Okay. Should we talk to everyone or just get straight to the trial? I don't have the energy to talk to everyone. We're going straight to the trial. Here goes nothing. So, I don't have to read anymore because it's gonna be fully voiced. Or not. I mean, not read at all, but you know what I mean. Just like the last time, the elevator made an unnerving sound and slowly but surely made its way to the underground. Everyone stayed deadly quiet as if it silently agreed to it. Hello, Hueka senpai? I don't know how to pronounce that, but hello! I'm good, thank you for joining. It was like there was now an unspoken rule that the elevator was a place to silently ready your hearts. The elevator descends relentlessly as we ponder these thoughts until it finally stops and the door is open. My nose is itchy. It's green now. You've arrived. I've been waiting. Hey, why does this place look different to last time? It'd be boring if it was always the same, eh? So for your amusement, I changed up the design. Amusement? Just how in the world is any of this amusing? Well then, please take your place where your name is written.
I wish you luck.
You've done this before. You've done this once, so you know how it goes, right? Now let's begin. A death game with your lives on the line. Mwahaha. Okay. A second-class trial. To say that we'd be calmer after doing this once before... would definitely be a lie. As Monocro said, it's our lives on the line. I'm afraid and nervous. Heck, we all are. But... Kokoto must have been much more afraid. It must have been scary and painful. Though it hurt to lose Yuri, Kokoto was much closer to us personally. Everyone, not just Emma, is enraged. And if we don't find the culprit, we all die. Yeah, of course, Elise. I really like drawing your, like... I don't know what her talent was. The fashion designer? Is that what she was? I don't remember. But she was like the goth-looking one. I like that design a lot. We have to find who did it. To avenge Kokoto's death. To survive. Okay. Yeah. Time won't wait for us, and it's finally starting. A trial of life and death. A trial of truth and lies. A trial of trust and betrayal. A trial of fact and fiction. A trial of pleas and excuses. A trial of friends and we get it! Oh my god. A trial like no other. The class trial. Fashion designer. I was right, huh? I remembered. Would you like to save progress? Yes. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna go over the evidence that we just collected. Bullets. Okay, the victim is Kokoto Mitsume. The estimate has... got it. Kokoto's hands are cut off by something. Dry blood stain. Liquid nitrogen. Okay, Setsuka's account. Okay. Okay. Got it. Yoriko's account. Got it. What was Shobai's account again? I just want to make sure I remember what the counts are. Okay, that's right. He's saying that he knows who the culprit is. Grave mistake in front of him. Guys, I think it's a trial. Really? Hello, Taka. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Wait. Okay. I have more skills, don't I? Highlights the keywords of the opponent's argument during scrum. Sure, whatever. Increase the maximum number of bullets to 9, removes the loading, reload delay, and terminate talk. Sure. Reduces the input delay during battle showdown. Sure. I'll take all of that. I can take all of it, so I'll take all of it. Alright. Let me save again. Got it. Game class trial, yes. Let me adjust myself. Sorry, Monocro. Talking over Monocro.
The results of the class trial will be decided solely by your votes. If you manage to correctly identify the blackened, only they will receive punishment. But should you vote incorrectly...
I'm gonna check the audio levels really quickly, just to make sure everything's good. Let me adjust myself. Sorry, Monocro. Talking over Monocro. Okay, I'm way too loud. You can hear so much background noise. I apologize for that. Okay, so. Okay.
Everyone except for the blackened will be punished, and they will be able to escape this field trip of mutual killing.
I'd hope we never end up here again, but we're here now and there's no turning back. We've got no choice but to solve this case. Together, we'll get through this mess.
Now then, you may begin at your discretion.
So we're looking for the person who killed Kokoro.
Where are we even supposed to start? I'm already totally lost.
If you would all be so kind as to lend me your ears, there is something I must tell you before we begin.
I don't have a clue what happened, honestly.
Please don't ignore me.
You've got some nerve talking to us, Mikado.
Is it just me, or is my existence beginning to receive less and less acknowledgement? I've said this before, yet it seems I have no choice but to repeat myself. Although you may ignore me in everyday life, it would be unwise to ignore me during trials.
I agree that the VAs are good.
I, for one, did my fair share of investigation, and it would do me no greater joy than to assist you all in the solving of this case.
Leave us alone, will you?
No, he has a point. We probably should listen to Mikado.
Are you sure that's okay?
It's not like Mikado can afford to let us lose the class trial, considering all our lives, his included, are on the line. Every testimony is important, even if it's coming from a loser like him or a liar like Shobai.
You know, I'm like realizing the nuances I do as Sora, which is just enunciate a lot and talk really slowly. Every testimony is important, even if it's coming from a loser like him or a liar like Shobai. Okay.
You're something else, Miss Sora.
Thank you.
But more importantly, he could be the Blackened. And even if he's nothing but an ugly, worthless piece of scum who's no better than a rotting piece of inedible garbage, there's the smallest chance he might have found an important piece of evidence.
Mon Dieu, my poor broken heart.
If Sora says so, then I guess it's fine.
Seeing that it's come to this, I present to you all my ultimate piece of evidence which will undoubtedly restore your valued trust in me.
Ultimate piece of evidence? What, did you already solve it?
Well, no, not yet. But
Shut up already! We can't afford to get off track!
Yeah, like Rara said, I guess we shouldn't completely ignore him. But I doubt he'll be of any use, so...
Let me check who's adding me again. Okay.
Let's just keep going for now, okay? Starting from the top, I think we should go over everything we know so far.
Hello, Rid PR.
That's what Coco would have done.
Yeah. Without Koro, we have nobody to rely on but ourselves. Don't worry, sis. I'm here for you.
Cheer up, you guys. We can do this. For Kokoro.
Alrighty then. So, what we know about the case so far?
I mean, it's
I didn't mean to
easier
cut that
said
off.
than done. I'm not even sure how we're supposed to start.
Why don't we talk about what everyone was doing before we discovered the body?
Just like last time, it looks like we're starting by going over what we know so far. I still don't have a clue who the killer is, but with a little cooperation, we should be able to figure that out. Minigame non-stop debate another... Is it the same? Let me just hear it just because it's been a while. Got it. Okay. It's just, yeah, I got it. It's just, yep, got it. Got it. Yep, got it. Got it. Chronicle files too, okay.
So, we found the dead body right around lunchtime. Sora, Teruya, and I went to Kokoro's room to bring her lunch like always.
But Kokoro didn't answer. So naturally, we started to get worried.
And that's when I heard you guys and came over, right? Once you guys told me what was going on, I went and got Monocro to open the door for us.
And when we went in, Kokoro was...
That would mean that Kokoro died around lunchtime. We should go over our alibis for around noon then.
Okay. Well, I know which one to contradict. The Monaco file has the information about Kokoro's body. I should probably go over that again. Okay.
So, we found Sora...
But Kokoro did so naturally.
And that's when I heard once you guys told me
And when we went in...
That would mean that Kokoro died around lunchtime.
No, that's wrong. Okay. Also, thank you, Alexis, for explaining that to me. Okay. Save progress. I remember that I have that.
No, Shinju. We can't be sure of that.
Why not?
Just because we found the body during lunchtime doesn't mean Kokoro died around that time. Even the Monaco file says so. The time of death is unknown.
Speaking of which, the Monaco file this time around isn't very helpful, is it?
Probably because she was frozen. Even professionals have a hard time determining the time of death when it comes to frozen bodies. But if the time of death is unknown, then doesn't that mean that there's still a chance she really did die around lunchtime?
I suppose we can't rule out the possibility, but it's probably pretty low.
Then I guess we should be talking about when Kokoro really died.
Wait, do we really need to? I thought it was obvious who the killer was.
Wait, what? Nikkei, you already figured it out?
Who is it?
Probably not.
Who's the Blackened?
Yoriko Kabuya. Need I say more?
Huh?
Yeah, you do need to say more. You're my favorite, but you need to say more.
Yoriko's the culprit.
Wait, not this again. Why am I always the one getting pinned for this stuff?
But aren't you the one who brought Kokoro breakfast? If she was dead by lunchtime, then it sounds to me like that's the only opening for someone to get a stab at her.
What?
He certainly has a point. If she was alive during the breakfast visit, but dead by the time Miss
Yeah, I
Sora's
know.
assemblage
Oh, okay, I
stopped
didn't know
by-
that. That's cool. But I know who you're talking about, yeah.
Then, obviously, whichever group was the last to check in to deliver breakfast is the most suspicious. And what do you know? That would be none other than Miss Kabuya.
Wait, but I was with Teruya the entire time.
Hello, Izzy.
How do you possibly expect me to kill her
Don't
with
worry
someone
about
else
being...
there?
Sorry. Don't worry about being late. It's totally fine. I mean, you can always watch it after. Like, the part that you missed after.
She's right. The whole point of me joining every visit was to make sure nobody'd try and take advantage of Kokoro's vulnerability.
So that'd mean you're in the same boat.
What?
You're implying he served as our accomplice?
But there isn't even any benefit to working as an accomplice. And we know Teruya isn't a void, so he's got no reason to kill anyone in the first place.
Can we really be so sure about that? Yeah, the chances of him being a void are low, but it's not like they're zero. Remember, Mikado of all people was the one who brought him here. To be honest, I always thought the whole, yeah, let's just put all our trust in a total stranger thing was ridiculous.
That's insane! I was kidnapped!
You're one to talk, Nikkei. Constantly accusing others doesn't automatically make you innocent.
Fine, then let's turn this around. If it wasn't those two working together, then when is the murder possibly supposed to have taken place? Sure, there isn't any incentive for accomplices, but Monocro didn't outright deny the possibility.
You... Guys, say something.
Yuko, I know how you feel, but he does have a point.
What?
We need to discuss this more, but...
Considering the order of people that have visited Kokoro, it makes sense for people to be suspicious of Teruya and Yoriko. But we need to talk about it more before deciding anything. Okay. Oh boy. Here we go. Another debate. Okay. Oh god, there's so many. Not really. Yoriko's account, severed limbs, Koto's e-handbook plus.
Why are you guys suspecting me again?
I didn't mean to do that.
Considering the order, that breakfast visit was the only possible window for murder.
How do I... That's not what I meant to do. What is that, Yoriko's account again? First, she no response to coworkers. She left the place outside the door and headed to the island. Place her at the same spot. How
was
do
with her,
I...
And she didn't do anything suspicious.
Like Nick said,
Miss Mitsume ate her meals up until last night. And the body was found this lunch. So if something happened
that's
to
how
Miss
I do it,
Mitsume,
okay.
it would have been during this morning.
I was trying to figure out how to change the... Now I need to actually pay
These
attention.
two also don't have alibis in the first
Wait.
place. As it stands,
No,
there
wait.
are two prime suspects.
No, that's wrong!
Okay, I wasn't even paying attention, but I somehow still got that. Okay. I accidentally pressed Z once. I'm sorry, game.
Sorry, Nikkei. But I won't let you badger Yoriko again like this.
Sora.
Yoriko has an alibi. After the trip with Teria, she went straight to the village to practice cooking.
Yeah. When there was no answer, we left the meal on her doorstep. As soon as that was done, she told me she was gonna continue practicing her cooking at the village.
You got any evidence to back that up?
Well, I did meet a few on the way there.
No, I was trying to hit the right. I knew what the right answer was. I'm just saying that I accidentally pressed the confirm button earlier in the trial, and that's why I got it. Because, like, yeah, that's why I got a penalty, because I accidentally pressed it. But the second time was on purpose.
I saw her. You were cooking some stew, right?
There are plenty of witnesses, Nikkei. If what Yoriko says is true, then there would have been no time for murder.
Alright, then we can excuse Yoriko. But what about Teruya? He entered Kokoro's room every visit. There could have been plenty of chances for him to kill her.
Kokoro said she'd only open the door when 2 or more people came to visit her. Thus, under normal circumstances, if anyone entered Kokoro's room to kill her, then we're dealing with more than one culprit.
Yes, RT is really good.
Now that Yoriko's alibi has been confirmed, it would have been impossible for Teria to kill Kokoro on his own. Thus, the theory of Yoriko and Teria being accomplices is disproven.
Your argument is full of gaps.
Nikkei, how could you do this to me?
No, that alone isn't going to suffice as a valid alibi.
But I
the
love
evidence
you.
in Kokoro's room supports that. Sorry, but as a journalist, it's my job's instinct to pursue every last detail of what I find suspicious.
Sorry, but as a journalist, I'm dumb.
Allow
That's
me
what
to
you meant
present
to
you
say?
with this evidence. Let's see if you can retaliate against the ultimate journalist's latest scoop.
Yeah, I already recorded for I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I already recorded for chapter 3. Okay, there you go. Now the minigame rebuttal showdown another is about to begin. No, actually I don't remember how to play this. I should have looked at the crap. Okay. Look at the Monokuma balcony refrigerator divider. Okay.
So, after delivering breakfast, Yoriko went to the village. That much I could understand. But she could have easily killed her then and there before fleeing soon after. She visited Kokoro with Teria with the intent to kill her. Then she split so that she'd have a witness for her alibi.
God dang it.
You saw the state of the body, didn't you? It was frozen solid. Could Yoriko have done such a feat in such a short span of time? It'd be impossible for Yoriko to do that and immediately leave for the village.
Nope. There's a way that she could have frozen Kokoro instantly. Her room says it all. She used liquid nitrogen. If she killed Kokoro, then poured liquid nitrogen over her, her body would freeze instantly.
Septica's account. I need Septica's account. Okay, I know what I need to do at least. Okay, got it, got it.
So, after delivering breakfast, Yoriko went to the village.
Okay.
That much I could
Oh, God.
understand, but she could have easily killed her then and there before fleeing soon after. She visited Kokoro with Teria with the intent to kill her. Then she split so that she'd have a witness for her alibi.
You saw the state of the body, didn't you? It was frozen
Yeah,
solid.
I got it.
Could
I know.
Yoriko have
It's-
done such a feat in such a short span of time?
What is it? It's
It'd
S
be
to equip
impossible for
street?
Yoriko
Okay.
to do that and immediately leave for the village.
Nope. There's a way that she could have frozen Kokoro instantly. Her room says it all. She used liquid nitrogen.
No! Ah!
Then poured liquid nitrogen over her. Her body would freeze instantly.
I didn't mean to do
There
that.
you have it. Our crime scene.
Okay, I need to do this again. I know, I did it
So, after
wrong.
delivering breakfast, Yoriko went to the village. That much I could understand.
Well, I'm not getting
She
good,
could have
getting a
easily
good
killed
score on
her then and
this.
there before fleeing soon after. She visited Kokoro with Teria with the intent to kill her. Then she split so that she'd have a witness for her alibi.
You saw the state of the body, didn't you? It was frozen solid. Could Yoriko have done
Such a feat in such a short span of time.
It'd be
Possible for Yoriko to do that and immediately leave for the village.
Nope. There's a way that she could have frozen Kokoro instantly. Her room says it all. She used liquid nitrogen.
I'll pierce through those words.
Got it. Hello, Splinko. I like that name. Well, 80's okay. Whatever. I'll take it. It's not, that's a B. Why are you saying Zog X DK Angst
That
Cannon?
doesn't add up. There's no way Yoriko used liquid nitrogen to freeze Kokoro.
What are you talking about? We all saw an empty container of it in her room, plain as day.
If she really used that to freeze Kokoro, then there should have been traces left behind in the room. But other than her corpse, we didn't find a single trace of anything else being frozen. Right, Setsuka?
Yep. No traces mean that the liquid nitrogen was probably never used.
Maybe she could have frozen Coral in some other room before bringing her back in?
That had taken a significant amount of time. Nikkei's proposition was that the crime could have been done within a short amount of time. If Yoriko, our supposed murderer, had taken time moving the body like that, then it would be impossible to arrive at the village as early as she did.
So Yoriko and Teruya are innocent? That's what I've been saying since the start.
I know that from an opportunity standpoint, we're suspicious. But don't you think you're being a bit cruel, Nikkei?
Hey, what's with that attitude, Nikkei? You owe these two an apology!
Now, fighting won't get us anywhere. Since Bravo's cleared up our suspicion on Terry and Yuko, let's get back to the case.
If not for freezing, then what was the liquid nitrogen for? After all, since we found the container in her room, we can
I got
easily
water in my
assume it
nose.
must have been used for something.
I'm good.
Correct?
Would you play Cuphead? I have Cuphead and I have played it, but I'm very bad at it. Is it because of my failure at the Rebuttal Showdown that you would want me to play it?
No, that's probably a red herring.
A red herring? But the label on the drum clearly said liquid nitrogen on it.
Right. The label, but nothing else. I'm saying that they probably just stuck that label onto an empty container. It's slanted, slightly, as if hastily slapped on. I'm willing to bet there was never any liquid nitrogen inside that container at all. Wait, then how did Kokoro get frozen? It must be the Yukiona's curse after all! There's no other way that a person would suddenly freeze!
Of course it's not because of the curse, but still, to freeze someone so thoroughly, there must have been a tool inside her room to help freeze things, and that tool must be... Hangman's flashback. Wait, no, tell me again. Yeah, no, I want to hear again. Okay, that's right, it's a matching game. Got it. Yeah, I remember now. Item, what was the question? Oh, I forgot. Oh god. Our refrigerator. Okay, got it. I don't know how to spell refrigerator. Wait. What? What? Okay. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. God dang it. Oh, I should have paid attention. Okay, that was just a guess. Nope. Can I try again? Can I start from the beginning? Can I try again? Oh, I found the app. Okay, that didn't work. Oops. I didn't do that. That never happened. Don't worry about it. Okay, so there's the F, F, E, G, O, I, A. Oh dear lord, okay. Where was the E again? Okay, there. I. Where is I? That's Y. No. Oh. Oh. That was a glitch. Okay. Oh, see, it glitched on me. How dare they? That's an O. I failed again. God dang it.
Crap.
Crap! I never heard me say those lines before, so I mean, at least I get that. I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm definitely not screenshotting it or anything, guys, don't worry. Okay. It's fine. I don't wanna have you guys watch me do this for like 5 hours, so... an O.
I see.
That was a cheater. Hey, Weeby did the same thing, alright? Don't come at me. Weeby did the same thing. Oh, I got 50 points on that. That's really bad. Okay, whatever. I mean, I could go back, but I'm not going to. Alright, whatever. What's done is done.
It's probably the refrigerator.
The refrigerator?
Why do they have to make the word refrigerator? Okay, first of all, it's...
Kokoro with a refrigerator?
I'll let Emma talk first. First of all, it's a super long word. It's really not that long. But also, there's no D in refrigerator, but there is in fridge. That's annoying.
Well, excluding the liquid nitrogen, it's the only thing left capable of freezing someone. But
Is there any proof that the refrigerator was used?
Yeah. I know. It was that.
Got it. I noticed the refrigerator divider in Kokoro's room was a bit loose. Perhaps it's because the culprit had taken the divider out to fit Kokoro in, and then placed it back when she'd been frozen.
Miss Mitsume is quite small, so if they squeezed her right in, I'm sure that she'd fit rather nicely.
What?
Squeeze in? Watch your words.
Also, nicely?
There's
Fit in
also
nicely.
the fact that her refrigerator was set to instant freeze mode. For those of you who've used that setting, I'm sure you can agree it's definitely powerful enough to freeze a
What
human
kind of
being.
refrigerator? First of all, wouldn't it be a freezer? What kind of refrigerator?
Wait, even if the output was set to instant freeze...
What? Nothing can instant freeze, except for like liquid nitrogen, but we already
There's
went
a
over
big
that.
difference between freezing some leftovers and freezing a whole human being. We're not talking about mild frostbite here. The monochrome file says that she was frozen to the point where all her cells suffered from necrosis. If she was frozen that badly, that means the culprit must have left her in for at least a whole day.
Huh? Wait, that means Coco would have been in there since yesterday's lunchtime.
Yuki, when you were there with me and Tsuruya delivering Kokoro her meal, there was no answer, right?
Yeah, but Yoriko said that the dinner was gone that night.
That doesn't make sense. Maybe Ruko is lying? Why would I lie about something like that?
If your refrigerator theory is correct, that means Kokoro should have been inside the refrigerator last supper.
I swear, if Yoriko really is the culprit...
Wait, hold your horses. Yoriko never visited Kokoro yesterday, so she wouldn't have had the chance to enter her room.
Then who delivered breakfast yesterday?
Me, Roha, and Teria.
And you met up with Kokoro?
Yup. We had a really nice chat with her. Kokoro even wrote on her iPad. Oh, those were the days.
That
What,
means
like
she was
the
alive
other
up
day?
Until that point, at least.
Necrosis is like, well, necro means like dead. So, something to do with that, I guess.
Who was there for lunch?
Me, Kanade, Gigi, and Ruru.
And did you guys meet Kokoro?
Of course. She complained about 4 people being too many.
Wait, this is getting a bit too complicated. Can somebody summarize it?
Roha, can you give me a piece of paper from your sketchbook?
Okay.
Oh boy, okay.
If we summarize what we've discussed so far, this is our result.
Death of cells or tissue through disease or injury. Okay, there you go.
Setsuka, your drawing's adorable. Oh, and you drew such a good summary too.
I hereby dub you the Taking Notes Master. Or would it be Mistress? Miss Chiabukuro, which do you prefer?
I'd prefer it if you stopped focusing on the drawings and instead focused on the timeline of events.
Looking at this, we can confirm Kokoro hasn't answered her door since yesterday evening. That means something definitely happened between those 2 visits.
Does that mean the visitors right before then? Shinji, Teruya, and the twins are all one big culprit? What? Why are we the culprits? And how would that even work?
I doubt that 4 people were accomplices, especially when the chances of there being even one accomplice are close to 0.
But according to Yuki, that gap between lunch and dinner was the only period of time she could have been killed in.
Wait, that's impossible. Haven't we already discussed that the only time we could have entered her room was to deliver meals? That was a rule she personally set.
And I definitely saw her dinner had disappeared. So she couldn't have been dead by then, right?
But if Coco were still alive last night, there wouldn't have been enough time to freeze her.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Me neither, Shinji.
According to this theory, none of us could have killed Kokoro. To even get close to her, they obviously needed to first enter her room, and if it wasn't during our visits... Admittedly, I think the refrigerator is the root of this problem. Determining how one would have access to it is what's brought us to a dead end.
No, it must be the refrigerator. Considering the liquid nitrogen was just a red herring, it becomes the only tool capable of freezing Kokoro. There is no alternative.
But if we could have only entered her room during lunchtime, then...
Damn, this really is a locked room mystery.
This is hard. Can I use a hint coin?
I still don't know what we just discussed.
I got it! It's the Yukiona! Monocro, we need to stop the trial right now before it's too late! This isn't a murder, it's a curse!
And the class trial, you say? I don't mind at all, but I assume that means you've given up on finding the culprit?
Well, that's not... I mean, does a culprit exist in the first place? It seems like it's impossible for everyone, so...
Is there anything that could point us towards the culprit? We just need a small push in the right direction.
Guess I gotta help you out.
Hi, Kanade.
The culprit exists. This is a case where if you think about the method first, it's more difficult. So, let's put the method aside for now and focus on the culprit's identity first. The evidence pointing towards the culprit. You already know, Sora. I know you have what it takes to solve this. And don't worry, I'll help you out.
Okay, thanks, Kanade. Let me watch this. Okay, 5, got it. Avoid contact, okay. Collected. Collect the blue ones. Okay, collect the blue ones, avoid the white ones. Okay, and then do an agreement thing. Okay, got it.
The murder method is still a mystery. But there was a clue pointing towards the culprit at the crime scene. Kokoro's final moments. The final clue that Kokoro left with her dying breaths. That clue clearly points out the real culprit. You remember now, right, Sora?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what it is.
I agree with that.
Got it. I agree with that. Look at that, 100 points. That makes up for the last, whatever it was. I forgot what it was called. Hangman's memory stupid game. That's what it was called. Yep.
That's it. The dying message. The dying message that Kokoro had left. If we decipher that, we can figure out who the culprit is.
Bingo! Well done, Sora.
The dying what now?
The dying message. You usually see victims leave them behind right before they die, hinting towards their killer's identity. But Rara, you're saying Coco left one herself?
Yes, the icicles inside the refrigerator. They look like normal icicles, but if you look closely, there are letters written on each one. It looks like someone carved them with their nails, presumably Kokoro's.
What? F-O?
Look, 2 of them are stuck together. It looks like the bigger one is penetrating the smaller one.
I think that one was in the previous trial, but I had just forgotten how to play it.
So the icicles killed Kokoro? I don't...
Aren't dying messages supposed to be something obvious? This feels more like some secret code or something. It's actually rather simple. I've already figured out the culprit by using this. What? Kanade, you know who the culprit is?
Who is it?
Instead of outright telling you, let me explain through this dying message.
But we don't know
Got
what
it.
it means.
Miss Kanade, we are inclined to hear your explanation.
Of course. Once you learn the identity of the killer, the method should come naturally. Now, while these initially look like a random series of icicles, the important thing to note is that there are exactly 8 of them.
Furthermore, the letters F and O have been carved into each end of them. 6 of them stand separately. But like Nikkei pointed out, one has penetrated another, conjoining the two. And that specific icicle is different from the others. Instead of O, it has the letter I carved into it. Okay. So, F stands for female. There are 8 icicles and 8 of us. O stands for others.
Ah, so I literally stands for I, as in myself?
Okay, this must have been so hard to translate because I don't know what the original was, but I feel like it would have been hard to translate.
I guess you aren't as stupid as you look, Yuki. With the rest all having O on them, one of the remaining 7 can be seen penetrating I. Considering that it was Kokoro who made this, I would represent herself, meaning we can interpret this message to mean, one of the 7 girls killed me.
Whoa, so the culprit is a female?
Alright, so we know their gender. So what? This alone doesn't pinpoint the culprit at all. It just tells us that the killer is a girl.
Well, if you'd let me finish, Nikkei, I was about to say we can take one step further to deduce the killer's identity as well.
What do you mean?
Look carefully at the icicles. It's easy to overlook, but the O icicle that penetrated the I icicle is significantly longer than the other ones. Uh-oh. But didn't we just deduce that these icicles were us girls? If one's taller than the rest, wouldn't it make sense for their length to be analogous to our heights?
I don't even know what that word means.
One moment, Miss Kanade. Are you proposing that the tallest female present is our killer?
Well, I would be screwed. I'm tall. Huh? I don't know anything about the first thing or another, so that's the solution to the dying message? But that would mean she's the culprit? Okay, where's me on this list? Besides Sora. Okay, well anyway, it's up.
It can only be you.
It can only be you.
The tallest out of the female students. That's Emma Nagarobi. Are you the killer?
What?
Oh no. Dun dun dun. Suspended. Zell killed me. I'm so sorry, Kokoro. I don't have an excuse. Okay. Let me save. Oh, I'm 6 foot.
Emma, the person that the dying message is referring to, it has to be you.
What?
Emma's the culprit? Huh? Sora, have you forgotten who Emma is? Why would she, of all people, kill Kokoro?
Guys, just listen to me, trust me, okay? Tall people are dangerous, obviously.
I don't know exactly.
Okay.
I just solved the dying message just like Kanade told me to. If the tallest person out of the girls is the culprit, then that would be Emma, right?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Still.
Oh no.
Sora, how could you? Losing Kokoro was painful enough. Yet I'm desperately trying to find our killer. And you have the nerve to say I killed her? That's crossing the line. If this is some sick and twisted joke, let me make it clear to you that I'm not laughing.
Rah-rah, even if the dying message coincides with M's height, don't you think
I'm
this
tall
is
and I'm not dangerous. No, I mean, obviously I was joking. I'm tall. That would mean I'm saying that myself is dangerous. I'm not dangerous. I don't think, anyway. I'm weak.
I mean, it was no secret M regarded Coco as her best friend. You saw how upset she was when we found her body.
Yeah, sorry Sora, but I can't get behind that. This feels more coincidental than incriminating.
Maybe our interpretation of the dying message was just wrong?
Seriously? Are you all really that stupid?
Whoa! Dial down the aggression a bit, huh?
I mean, she wasn't being that aggressive.
My
compared to,
interpretation is 100% accurate. Didn't I just say that once we determine the culprit's identity, the rest falls into place? Trust me. If you
What?
assume
Hey,
Emma's the
don't call me
killer,
dangerous.
This case becomes much simpler.
What did I do to you, Elise? Alright. Well, guess I'm gonna die now.
Kanade, I know you think you're helping, but I assure you
Yeah, come on, Kanade. You're being mean to Emmy. There's no way that
Nothing.
Emmy would ever...
Not compared to nothing. I can't say it.
Sister? How about shutting the hell up while I'm talking?
Compared to that, okay? Compared to that, she wasn't being as aggressive as earlier.
If you don't plan on being useful, be a good sister and stay out the way, okay? Kanade?
Oh, it seems to me that Miss Kanade has already solved the case.
I don't know. Are we sure about that? Looks to me like Miss Little Sis is getting a bit deluded.
Deluded? Oh, you poor naive chump.
Oh, I mean, Ellie does the laugh really well. I can't do evil laughs. I wish I could. I've done it once in my life, and I was like, yeah, I actually did it once, and then I couldn't recreate it.
Kanade? What's wrong? Oh, Sora.
Yes?
Yes?
Oh, I didn't know she was gonna say that.
You alone believed my reasoning, right?
Oh my god, I want some nuggets.
Since these gaggle of imbeciles can't tell the difference between their asses from their elbows, why don't you try figuring out how Emma did all this?
You got it.
If you're lost, I can give you a hint. Emma's talent. Her ultimate talent is the key to this.
Emma's talent? While I hate to admit it, Kanade's logic has been sound so far. I guess I've got no choice but to entertain her theory. She said that the method will become clear once we determine the killer's identity. So what is it about Emma that would answer all these questions? I need to focus. Yes, tell me again. Oh, it's this thing. Okay. I don't think this was in the last one, right? I don't think it was. Okay, press and hold Z to move up. Let go to, okay, so it's Flappy Bird, kind of. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, choose the wrong answer. Got it. Choosing the wrong answer will automatically result in death. Jesus. Wait, what did it say about using the arrow keys? Oh god, I should have paid attention. I don't know why I'm making these noises. Oh god, I didn't know I couldn't. The top, okay. It's like geometry dash. Oh god, I didn't even say that right. Geometry dash. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, there was no way I was gonna get past that. I'm already almost dead. Well, that's not good. That one. Wait. I like the sprite of Sora in a spaceship. Oh, I have more shield. Okay, good. Thank God. I'm tempted to look at chat, but I shouldn't. God dang it. I could have made that. supposed to avoid that! What does the elder actress do? Really? What kind of question is that? I've been tall my whole life, so I mean... Yeah. You know that movie Tall Girl? Yeah, that was about me. No, I'm kidding, I hate that movie. Oh god! I wasn't paying attention. I was talking about Tall Girl. I can't believe they made a second one of those. Ooh, yellow. Ooh, yellow. Ooh, yellow. Oh god. Oh god. It's fine. Sora, you're fine. Just pretend it's, oh god. Oh, okay, thank god. They draw, yeah. That one. Basically, if you did 2 or 5 FTEs, you can get your foot movement as automatically moving down. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, I didn't do that, so oops.
It all makes sense.
Okay, hi me. Got jump scared by myself. Netflix needed more money, I guess. I did watch that movie. I hated it. There's a lot of things that just why would you? I don't know. Yes, it was a Netflix exclusive. I was gonna make a video about it actually, but then I didn't end up doing it.
With the talent of Ultimate Actress, wouldn't it be possible for her to act as someone else?
What do you mean?
Up until now, we'd written up this case as impossible, with no way of entering Kokoro's room and each of us having alibis for that period of time. However, one person did have access, Kokoro herself. But what if the Kokoro we met was in fact not the actual Kokoro?
What?
What if Emma was disguised as Kokoro? And if the real
No
Kokoro
way.
was already dead, then suddenly the murder becomes much more possible.
That's...
I love in Danganronpa games where they're just like, they jump from one point to another with like barely any evidence. It's kind of like just a way for them to advance the trial. Like sometimes it's not as smooth as, like this was fine. I'm just saying like canon sometimes doesn't do it right. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. That's so cool. You can buy okay, so Showbuys lets you buy dead people. That's so cool. I didn't know that. Does drawing make you tall? No, I don't know. I mean, I've done it my whole life, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't know. I don't have like a comparison. Like I don't have a control. Anyway, I'll keep that in mind. I want to do Showbuys FTEs anyway, so.
You mean the Kokoro we've been meeting with all this time was actually Emma? But...
Sora, first you besmirch my friendship. Now you wish to besmirch my talent, too.
Joke's on you, I don't know what that means.
No, it's not.
What's your deal? Why are you suddenly hell-bent on making me this evil psychopath?
Calm down, Em.
Because
I
you
know
are?
how you feel, but...
I'm just kidding.
Calm down. I just lost my best friend, and yet Sora thinks it's okay to suggest I was the one who killed her? No, I think I'm entitled to feel a little betrayed. All I want is to let Kokoro rest in peace. And yet...
No, I didn't mean to.
Sora, don't you think you're going a bit too far with this?
Yeah, I honestly can't see Emma killing Kokoro. It just wouldn't make any sense. Let's retrace our steps and go back over what we know. Maybe Kanade made a mistake somewhere.
Me? Made a mistake?
What a disappointment. I never expected you all to share a single-digit IQ like my sister. To think I could easily die if you half-wits vote wrong. Disgusting. You! How dare! Strange. I could have sworn I told you to be quiet, Hibiki. Let Kanade do all the work and solve this case.
Can you not even understand something as simple as that? Always so useless. Can't do anything yourself. Always relying on me to clean up your shit. You should know your place by now. Kanade! Why?
I don't like Kanade.
So scary.
I know a lot of people in the fandom love Kanade. I don't like Kanade.
Okay. Ignoring the nightmare fuel for a second, I also kind of think it's unfair to accuse Emma as a killer just because some icicles in her love of acting.
No. I'll believe Kanade and Sora's reasoning.
Thanks, Yuki. You actually, are the smart one here. I don't know.
Oh, me too, me too! That speech was so moving it lit a fire within my heart.
Too much. This is all too much.
Oh ho! Simmer down, everyone, simmer down. The class trial room is a sacred place where the only permitted battles are ones of wit. Thus, any conflict must be resolved through a formal debate.
I don't want to suspect Emma, but this case cannot be solved unless Kanade is right. First things first, I need to listen to everyone's arguments and find the holes in their logic. Someone's messaging me on Discord. What? Okay. I'm not a fan of her. I like her. Oh, hello, Rosie. Okay. Miss Scrum debate! Yeah! I need to remember the controls. Wait, oh crap, I didn't. Okay. Identical keywords. Okay, points are deducted. If you miss keywords, crouch bind. Got it, yeah. Okay. Arrow keys. Got it. Or I'll figure it out. If you want to do that, go ahead. I'd be very, open for that. Alexis, sorry, I need to address you specifically. If you want to make a custom thing, sure, go ahead. Impossible. Possible. Alright, let's do this.
We were always together, so I had no time to disguise my—
Kanade, if you all hear my reasoning, then you'll
Oh,
understand
I don't think that was right.
use a disguise.
Oh, always. It says it right there. I'm so dumb.
If Im's the killer, there's no need for something as complex
Well, I'm already-
as a disguise.
The Kokoro we met was definitely the real Kokoro.
This one's mine.
I'm just gonna skip this just because I'm gonna have to redo it again.
Isn't it?
I'm so stupid. Because I remember I have one of the
hear Kokoro's voice
skills that shows me what it is, so it's just a matter of matching them up. I wasn't paying attention. I'm so
Kokoro
sorry.
and Emma have different heights. Wouldn't it be hard to disguise?
This one's mine.
Kokoro didn't get out of bed. We had no chance of checking her height.
Even so, this case isn't—
Mikado.
The way to enter a room may exist, just yet to be discovered.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Okay. Okay, I got it this
We were
time.
always together, so I had no time to disguise myself.
Kanade, how can you say always when you weren't with us the whole 24 hours?
If Im's the killer, there's no need for something as complex as a disguise.
Kanade, if you all hear my reasoning, then you'll understand why she had to use a disguise.
The Kokoro we met was definitely the real Kokoro. Wouldn't it be tough to act like somebody else so perfectly?
Oh, what?
Mine.
To act
I was-
is her ultimate talent, isn't it?
I was trying to wait for the voiceover to be done.
This one's
Oh,
mine.
God.
Kokoro didn't get out of bed. We had no chance of checking her height.
even—
Mikado.
The way to enter a room may exist, just yet to be discovered.
I'll make sure to be a little early next time. Oh my god.
We were always together, so I had no time to disguise myself.
Kanade, how can you say always when you weren't with us the whole 24 hours?
If Im's the killer,
Kanade, if you all hear my reasoning, then you'll understand why she had to use a disguise.
The Kokoro
Got
this
it.
one's mine.
To act is her ultimate talent, isn't it?
Even if she had perfectly imitated the appearance, she couldn't have
Yuki! We couldn't even hear Kokoro's voice thanks to the disease. That's not a problem.
Kokoro and Emma have different heights.
This one's mine. Kokoro didn't get out of bed. We had no chance of checking her height.
Even so, this case isn't closed without a way to...
Mikado!
The way to enter her room may exist, just yet to be discovered.
Oh, gotta pay attention. Okay.
This is our answer.
Got it. Okay, anyway, what's the height and width? I think it's 1920 by 1080. Yeah, I know I messed up because I was being stupid, so. I should have just...
Wait. We're just going in circles here. We won't make any progress like this.
Oh, people. I never expected you to be this cruel, Sora.
Why are we even still discussing this? If my reasoning's sound, which it is, mind you, it becomes pretty obvious that Emma's tears are about as real as her fake-ass accent.
Hana! I know you're confident in your reasoning, but there's no need to be so rude.
Okay, fine. It doesn't seem like they're going to drop the topic, so I'll play along for now. Let's assume that the disguise is possible. So what? It doesn't matter how much one looks like another. Without a means of getting inside her room, Kanade's reasoning becomes entirely nonsensical.
Girl's got a point. Only Kokoro could get inside her own room. Each dorm door could only be opened by its respective owner. That crafty crow created a contraption that not even the craziest of characters could coerce completely, correct?
That's nice alliteration there, oh my god. Not even the craziest of characters could coerce completely, correct?
I'm pretty sure we were all told that back when this game started.
Yeah. Right now, we still haven't overcome the biggest obstacle of getting into her room.
Well, the killer had to have entered her room at least once before murdering her.
There were only 3 chances for us to enter her room.
You mean during the meal deliveries, right?
Do you see now? The notion of a disguise has caused our discussions to become circular. Ergo, it might behoove us to disregard it.
Behoove? It might behoove
What are you
us.
talking about, everyone? We definitely had the chance. Why? It was when we entered Kokoro's room without her permission, of course.
You mean we entered her room without asking her permission?
Once again, Kanade seems to be one step ahead of us. Let's see where she's going with this. Okay. Try blessing Monocru's balcony, Kokoro's e-handbook plus. I think it's gonna be that one, but I'm not sure.
When do you mean we entered Kokoro's room without her permission?
Let me see what the... Okay, Kokoro can recognize other...
Have you forgotten? After our performance, when she suddenly collapsed. In order to gain admittance, we used her e-handbook plus to open the door.
Right. And we needed her fingerprints to unlock said e-handbook plus for it to work.
But Kokoro was still alive at that point. So what if we went inside?
What if somebody took advantage of the confusion and stole her e-handbook plus once inside? And what if they left the room with her e-handbook plus? Then after that, they could come and go whenever they wished.
And you're suggesting that somebody is me?
Kanade's word makes sense, but is that really the truth? Mystery of the locked room.
When do you mean we entered? Have you forgotten? In order to gain admittance, we used her e-handbook plus to open the door.
Right.
But Kokoro was still alive at that point. So
What if somebody took advantage of the confusion and stole her e-handbook plus they left the room with her e-handbook plus?
No, that's wrong!
That was a guess. Nice.
Hold on, Kanade. We can't know that for sure yet.
Excuse me?
I'll admit, it's true that if somebody had stolen Kokodo's e-handbook plus, they could have entered the room freely. That is, unless the auto power saving function was on.
Auto power saving function?
You mean the function that automatically turns off the e-handbook plus after it's left alone for a certain amount of time?
Even if somebody stole Kokodo's e-handbook plus, like Kanade suggests, if the e-handbook plus ever turned off, it'd be impossible to turn it back on again without Kokodo's input.
Couldn't the culprit have just kept touching it to ensure it never turned off?
That isn't possible. While you may be able to use the e-handbook pluses of your fellow students for mundane means.
Oh, Delphox, thank you for the subscription. And also thank you guys for complimenting the voice acting.
The auto power saving function shares the same recognition algorithm with turning your e-handbook plus on, which, as you all know, only reacts to the owner's fingerprints.
What? You're just spouting long words that I don't understand!
Essentially, the e-handbook plus would power down unless Coco herself was touching it.
It's as everyone else says, Kanade. Without knowing that fact for certain, we cannot continue with your line of reasoning.
Everyone, this may sound sudden, but can I ask you all something?
What is it now?
Game lags for a second.
Iroha has continually insisted that Kokoro was killed by the Yukiona's curse, right? Yes. So? And what was it that made you think it was the curse? Because Yukiona is known to freeze the one she hates and take their hands and feet. And that's what happened to Kokoro, right? That's right. Iroha came to that conclusion specifically because Kokoro's corpse was missing her hands and feet. Of course, she was also dumb enough to believe it was actually a curse to kill her, but... Who says I'm dumb? And just why are you bringing this up? You're not actually going to tell me you believe it was the curse too, are you? Hardly. But it begs the question, doesn't it? If it wasn't the curse, then why did the killer choose such a cumbersome method of murdering? To try and scare everyone? Wrong again, Hibiki. Please think before you talk. This is obviously a copycat crime. To give off the impression it was the curse, when in actuality, the killer had a specific reason to do this.
A copycat crime?
It's exactly how it sounds. The case was specifically Kanade suggesting
Did we ever
Kokoro's
find
death was
Kanade's
carried out in a way
hands
that mimics the
or
legend of
feet?
Yukiona.
I don't think so.
But why would the killer do that?
It's obvious. It was to cover up the trick of this locked room. As Sora and Mikado have proven, Kokoro's e-handbook plus, no matter how hard they tried, the built-in algorithms would have prevented the culprit from turning the e-handbook plus back on. So, what if the killer had Kokoro's fingerprints?
I see. That must have been the reason why the killer did that to Kokoro. That evidence we found near Kokoro's body, that was nothing like the Yukiona's curse. The bloodstain? I think it's the bloodstain, okay. Ah! The dry ice, then, maybe.
Crap.
I'm bad at this. Someone help me. Severed limbs, it's not it though, that, right? Is it? I don't know. Severed limbs? Okay.
Got it.
It said,
You
wait.
think they cut them off?
I thought it said something not relating to the Yukiona curse. Wouldn't that be relating to the curse? Whatever.
The killer cut off Kokoro's hands so they could easily have access to her fingerprints.
Like, I knew that's what they were trying to do. I didn't know what the freaking evidence was supposed to be.
Fingers to get the fingerprints?
That would explain it.
Yeah, pretty much, guy.
We all just thought it resembled
Thank you,
elements of the
Alexis.
Yukiona's curse. While in actuality, the culprit did it to get her fingerprints.
Hold on. You're seriously insinuating the killer carried around a severed hand.
Hello,
Just to turn on the e-handbook
YXQ.
plus.
I can't tell what your profile picture, but I think it might be Xiao. And if it is, cool.
How could such a feat be remotely possible? Not only would they have to hide it, but they'd also have to consider the blood and the smell.
Not to mention, if they just wanted her fingerprints, why did they also cut her feet off? Who said they carried all her hands and feet? All they needed was her fingerprint. A fingertip would have sufficed. Then why did they cut them all off?
Because if she was only missing one finger, it would have been much easier to infer that they were after a fingerprint.
Exactly.
Besides, we only know the state of Coco's body post-discovery. It's possible the killer only carried a fingertip, then cut the rest off not long before we found her body to throw us off. That's what you wanted to say, right, Kana?
Took you all long enough. Yes, that's exactly what I'm suggesting.
It's a theory. Nothing more.
A game theory! Okay.
There's no evidence suggesting such. Nor would someone do such a laborious task just for one fingertip.
No. At the time of the
Oops,
body
I didn't mean to skip
discovery,
that.
Kokoro's body had just begun
24
to melt
viewers.
and bleed.
Hi, everyone.
But there was also a dry blood stain on the bed. At the time, it didn't make sense.
This is all moving so fast. But what did the blood mean then?
It means she'd bled prior to us showing up. The dry bloodstain was left behind after the killer took her fingertip. Like Setsuka said, the imitation of the curse was nothing more than a red herring.
This second island had a great motif of Yukiona's tale. It makes sense the killer would use it to distract us all. Honestly, I tip my hat to you, dear killer.
So how about it? Are we now willing to agree it was possible to enter the room?
Yes.
Well, it certainly does explain how Emma could have entered Kokoro's room while disguised as her.
Oh, but wait, there's more. On the night Kokoro collapsed, the last one to come out of her room was... Emma Magorobi. Okay, and?
If she was the last to leave, she could have stolen the e-handbook plus without being noticed by anyone else.
Emma, you didn't, did you?
It's just as Kanade said. By determining the killer first and then retracing our steps with the information that gave us, we've been able to solve what we couldn't before.
Yep.
Okay, so if we combine what we just learned with what we knew earlier...
Yeah,
the
that
killer
is
swept
gross.
her e-handbook plus while we were placing her in her room. Then, after everyone went to bed, they rushed back to Kokoro's room before the e-handbook plus switched off. It's possible that the real and fake Kokoro were swapped then too. And then, to make sure that they had free reign to her e-handbook plus, they cut her finger off and locked her in the refrigerator.
Oh, and that ties into the refrigerator trick.
How splendid. By working together, we've solved all the questions from earlier. Access to the locked room, the time needed to freeze the body, and the alibi issue.
One moment. Are we forgetting something? The school rules specifically state that losing your e-handbook plus is prohibited. If what you're suggesting is true, surely Kokoro would have been punished for losing hers, would she not?
Not really. Stealing it and losing it are two very different things. And besides, school rules tend to make an exception for murder.
Seriously?
Yeah,
That's
all
a thing?
schools. All schools and their school rules, yeah, they make an exception for murder.
Oh, she's right. Monocro said so when we tried opening Kokoro's door, right before we discovered the body.
However, even if I were to open this door, I believe your efforts may unfortunately be a bit too late. What do you mean by, back to the topic at hand, I'm afraid I cannot allow one to break into another's dorm, unless certain dire circumstances arise. The rules certainly are strict, but I shall elect to forgive you if you do such and such in certain situations. For instance, let's say a murder, perhaps. Regardless, since you did go out of your way to call me, I'll be kind and open the door this one time. Ah, the door's unlocked. Coco!
On the topic of school rules, there was another one the killer violated for this case.
You mean the vandalism?
Wow, Yuki, there may be a brain in there after all.
Vandalism? Mind explaining for us, Yuki?
Don't you remember, big bro? The day after the performance, you said you'd noticed that the museum's Yuki Onna statue had been broken while out on a morning jog.
Oh yeah, We talked about vandalism then, too.
But we all thought it was strange that Monocro hadn't punished anyone for it, when in actuality...
Yup, it was part of the trick.
In order to help create the illusion of Yukiona's curse, the culprit destroyed the statue to make it seem as if it had awoken.
Well, that may be one reason, certainly. Though I think the culprit had a different idea in mind. As you all know now, the crux of this case is the killer's disguise. Makeup can be used to mask the skin color. Stealing their clothes helps the appearance. But what about the hair?
She's right. The Kokoro we'd all met bore a remarkably strong resemblance to the real thing. So how did she mimic her hair color? Yes, I'd been wondering how that evidence would tie in. Perhaps now the wig?
Got it.
Got it.
The dressing room. She took a wig from the dressing room inside the museum.
Right again. Well, yeah, there was loads of wigs in the dressing room. But none of them looked like Kokoro's hair, right?
Iroha, do you remember the costume party we held on the first night we arrived at the second island?
Party? Oh, yeah, I remember.
And do you remember who helped style our hair at that time?
Huh? Oh! It was Emma! But wait, what does the wig have to do with the broken Yukiona statue?
The relationship between the wig and the broken statue. Maybe it's because of that. No, I don't think... Is it that? I don't know. Wait. The relationship between the... What? The wig and the broken...
Got it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna...
It's
Alright.
probably because of the dressing room item list.
What's that?
Oh yeah, I saw that too. It's a list that details the amount of stock for each item in the dressing room. How many wigs there are, how many variations of clothing there are.
If the killer had taken a wig to disguise themselves as Kokono, then the numbering on the list wouldn't match the actual stock. So to cover that, they destroyed the statue and took the hair part to fill up the inventory.
Whoa. They went to all that effort for just one wig? Who'd know?
Given how crucial
Oh, I
the
keep
disguise
skipping
was to
the dialogue,
plan,
I'm sorry.
I imagine they must have been hyper-vigilant and paranoid about keeping it hidden at all costs. And as a matter of fact, their meticulousness was not in vain. A certain someone here took the time to memorize the whole list
Teria!
and cross-reference it with its stock every single day.
What? Who could be that perverted?
God, no, that was never my intent. I'm a merchant, remember?
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
A long time ago, I made a mistake in taking inventory, which resulted in something irreversible. I can't remember the details, but I swore to be thorough from then on. But even despite that, memorizing inventories is nothing new for me. As a merchant, I can't stand not knowing exact quantities of the stock.
Even with Teria making daily rounds, not even he noticed a wig disappearing.
At a glance, it looks like the killer was being overly paranoid, when in reality, doing exactly that was what stopped Teria from noticing a discrepancy. The killer really was one step ahead of everyone.
The other tell was the small amount of rubble from the statue in one of the wigs. That tiny detail is what led us down this path. Still, we would never have come up with the disguise idea without Kanade's help.
No, I was just able to look outside the box. That's all.
Well, well, well. It seems our killer has finally been unveiled.
Emma, you really?
Emma, if you really are the killer, then please, make this easy for us and confess now. I don't want to keep having to doubt you like this.
Are you truly that desperate to paint me as the killer?
Yes.
You've insulted my friendship with Kokoro, used my ultimate talent against me, and created this elaborate theory. And now, you want me to confess to killing the closest friend I ever had. Have you not caused me enough pain already?
Emmy, don't cry.
I'd rather not believe any of this either. But the more I hear and the longer this goes on, even I have to wonder about the legitimacy of those tears.
Well, they don't call her the ultimate actress for nothing. Don't know about the intent, but those tears seem genuine to me.
This is all too much. Feels so useless.
If we vote an innocent person as the Blackened, then everyone but the Blackened is killed, right? Fine. Have it your way. Go ahead and sentence us all to death.
What do you mean?
I've already told you. I'm not the killer.
Bluffing.
Natty and Sora may have crafted an elaborate theory, but like I said, I didn't do it. So if you vote me, we'll all die. Whoever did this is setting me up. The real killer. They want you to think I did it. Please, you have to believe me.
You're still acting innocent? Ugh, this is just pathetic at this point. All the evidence is pointing towards you.
Sora, you remember what you said, don't you? If Kokoro hadn't died, perhaps my sincerity would have attracted her into her party. Yes, I wanted to be her friend. She may have not reciprocated it, but I genuinely cared for her from the bottom of my heart.
If I die here, I won't be able to face Kokoro in the afterlife, knowing I let her killer get away.
Wait! Could it be? Yes. I think I may have found the key that shall turn this case around. Please, give me one more chance. There is still time. Time to prove to you that I, Emma Magorobi, am not the killer. I beg of you, please believe me.
Oh, goodness.
Allow me to point out the contradiction in your reasoning. It's just the one, mind you. One minor flaw in such lengthy reasoning. But this will prove my innocence. And with it, change your mind.
Okay. No, I didn't mean to... I know how to do it. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Okay. Monker's balcony. It's probably that one. Or show by his count. Or dry ice. I don't know which one it is actually. I don't think we've used any of
the
those.
culprit must have gotten Kokoro's e-handbook plus at the performance, right? With the e-handbook plus, the culprit must have finished their preparations and gotten ready for the impersonation. According to you, it was during that night that the culprit went to the museum. There was lots to do, such as setting up the disguise and destroying the statue before morning time. But that night, I was there with all of you to hear the next announcement. Since the main gate had already been closed, I had no way to get out of the monocle.
Okay, it's the balcony thing that I need.
Which means that I have no such time to prepare the disguise, and that your theory is impossible.
Okay, got it. I need the,
So you're saying that the culprit must have gotten Kokoro's e-handbook plus
okay.
right? With the e-handbook plus, the culprit must have finished their preparations and gotten ready for the impersonation. According to you, it was during that night that the culprit went to the museum. There was lots to do, such as setting up the disguise and destroying the statue before morning time. But that night, I was there with all of you to hear the next announcement. Since the main gate had already been closed, I had no way to get out of the monastery.
I'll pierce through those words.
Got it. Nice! I did it without getting a penalty. Cool.
No, it's possible to get out of the Monocruise after the door is locked at night.
What? Sora, are you just doing this for fun now? It is a proven fact that...
It was a proven fact. While it may have been impossible on the first island, things have changed since then, and you can now get out through the balcony on the 4th floor hallway.
Oh, that's right. The balcony's door was opened while we were sailing to this current island. But the 4th floor of the monocruise is pretty high up, isn't it? If she jumped out at that height...
Then what if she didn't jump? What if she had a rope-like thing to climb down?
Oh, come off it, Yuki. Now you're just being ridiculous. Nobody went out through the balcony like that.
A rope-like thing. Didn't I hear a certain testimony about the balcony earlier? Yeah. Shinji.
Got it. Excuse me, Shinji?
Yeah? Well, why do you need me all of a sudden?
Do you remember telling me that morning how you thought you saw something on the side of the balcony while on your morning jog?
Oh! You mean that? Yeah, I think I saw something like a big, long cloth being rolled up.
Well, Emma, unless you're prepared to call Shinji a liar, wouldn't you say this proves someone could escape through the balcony at night? Sure, it would only be a one-way trip, but Hajime already proved it's possible to sneak back inside the mono cruise. As long as the killer snuck back inside the moment the cruise doors reopened, they wouldn't be noticed, allowing them to achieve
Hello,
a perfect
ancient
crime.
ship.
Perhaps what Big Bro saw was the killer quickly retrieving the rope-like thing upon their return.
Seriously? That's just a hypothesis. You can't stake your claim like that.
But Shinji said he saw it that same day, didn't he? Yep. That sounds like a plausible means of escape to me. Wow. So many pieces pointing at Emma. Surely even you must realize that this goes a bit beyond a series of coincidences, correct? Emma, did you really? No way. So Emmy really did.
To sum up, the killer could enter Kokoro's room freely from that morning, so we had no choice but to recognize the disguised Kokoro as the real thing. And that was what made us believe that the case was a locked room murder when she unexplainably died.
If you're not satisfied yet, allow me to point out another reason to doubt Emma. Since the performance, she's made quite a scene about having lost her appetite. She hasn't finished a meal since that day. Why do you think that may be?
Because if she's the killer, she'd have to act as Coco. She requested to have food delivered to her room 3 times a day. As a result, Coco would have to be in her room during those periods. However, in order to not raise suspicion, Im herself needed to join us for meals. So she came up with an excuse to leave the dining hall as soon as possible and set up the disguise.
Come to think of it, that would also explain why she gave such specific times for food to be delivered. At the time, we all just assumed it was part of Kokoro's meticulous nature, but that too was a ploy from the disguised killer. By setting such precise times, she could decrease the risk of an unexpected situation.
It all adds up.
You really are all going to doubt me until the very end. Even despite overlooking a crucial detail?
We've accommodated for every detail and covered all evidence. So please shut your mouth and stop putting up this pitiful defense.
No, this detail is yet to be accounted for. I even mentioned it earlier. Allow me to illustrate the final point on why it was completely impossible for me to disguise myself as Kokoro.
Okay. Kokoro's E-Handbook Plus. Okay.
So you're saying I disguised myself as Kokoro?
These E-Handbook Plus. Okay.
That's utterly impossible. I'm an actress, not a voice actor. I couldn't mimic her voice.
Well, she didn't talk, so...
Are you also going to ignore the height discrepancy? I'm over 20 centimeters taller than her. It'd be obvious that it wasn't the real Kokoro. Of course, the two inconsistencies could be explained by the disease. But would I really be able to impersonate her if it weren't for the said disease?
Hello, Cream Puff.
Remember, she was diagnosed the morning after the performance. The culprit would have had to prepare the disguise the night before. How would the culprit have known about Kokoro's condition in advance? For without it, there was no other way to overcome the difference. She had a rare endemic disease. How could you possibly suggest the culprit would have been predicting something like that?
Got it.
Unless the
I remember what
culprit
it
was
is now.
some
Okay.
god.
That's not what I meant to do!
Intend
Now I
this
gotta. Oh
disguise
my! Now my
theory.
score's messed up. Whatever.
So you're saying I disguised myself as Kokoro? Unless the culprit...
Oh, I didn't mean to do that again. I did that too many times.
So you're saying I disguised her? I'm an actress. Are you also going to bring over 20? Of course, but would I really be able to remember? The culprit would have had. How would the cope for without it? She had a rare endemic disease. How could you?
No, that's wrong!
Right, because the only person that knew, like, she didn't know that, right? Oh boy. Whatever, good enough. Okay.
Wait, Emma, stop. What was that about an endemic disease?
Huh? What about it?
That's weird. Those who weren't with us at Shobai's examination shouldn't have known that Kokoro was specifically suffering from an endemic disease.
Those who weren't with us?
Everyone except me, Ra, Yuko, and you. Excluding Dr. Shobai and patient Coco, of course.
You weren't there, Emma. So do you mind telling us how you knew it was an endemic disease?
What are you talking about? You mentioned the disease in the dining hall, right?
No. We only said that the disease was a rare one, not an endemic one.
What?
Not to worry, Emma. I'm sure you've heard it somewhere. Perhaps in Kokoro's bed as that very patient. Slip of the tongue so far in. Don't look now, but I think someone needs to fix their makeup. Is that sweat I see?
Oh dear. You can't take it back now.
Well now, hang on. Let me clarify I was speaking hypothetically. She might have been suffering from an endemic disease.
What? Seriously?
You see, given the tropical nature of the islands we've been
Oh my
trapped on,
god. Stop BSing.
my mind instantly assumed it was an endemic disease. I suppose that was my fault for assuming. But you really cannot convict me for a misunderstanding.
Oh, come on! I work in journalism, and even I have to admit that's reaching.
Assumptions or otherwise, aren't you ignoring the obvious? The issue isn't about the type of disease. It's about how I knew of it in advance. According to your theory, anyway.
It's a fair point. To fit with the timeline, the culprit would have been preparing the disguise long before Kokoro's diagnosis. And had Kokoro not fallen ill, the plan wouldn't have worked. There's no way someone could have predicted that.
Do you understand now? With this, the entire disguise theory falls apart.
Ah, yes, the infamous disease. Let's talk about that for a moment, shall we? Since Emma seems so fixated on it, and she is the ultimate actress. What if this disease was also another part of her act?
What do you mean?
Even if Emma was disguised as Kokoro, wasn't Shobai the one who diagnosed her disease? Oh, is that true? Then let's ask the man himself. The good doctor has been awfully quiet throughout this trial.
Oh, he's still here? I thought that was just a cardboard cutout. Yoo-hoo! Anybody in there?
I'm busy right now. Can I ignore you later? Some of us are actually getting on with more important shit. I'm running some numbers through my head. Got more than 20 business deals I need to take care of, since I'm stuck wasting my life on this rock.
This guy isn't real! Does he even realize how important this trial is?
She does not care.
I'm sorry to bother you, but we need to ask you something.
Now what? You guys have already figured out the killer, right? Hurry up and get to the voting already. At this point, you're just dragging things out. Nobody with a functioning brain is interested in this anymore.
We're not voting until we've cleared up every shred of doubt. So stop whining and let me ask my question. Before the investigation had even concluded, you claimed to have solved the crime, remember? You deduced the killer almost immediately, noting that they had made a huge mistake.
He said that?
Shobai, this concerns you as much as it concerns us. Was your examination genuine?
No, I might be a piece of work, but as a broker, I take great pride in what I do. And that includes what the job stands for. That checkup wasn't a favor. I was hired to do it. It was business.
What are you trying to say?
Client confidentiality, kid. Never disclose any details about the client or the deal. As a broker, that's my #1 rule.
This is a class trial! Are you really gonna stick to that Greek crap when your life is at stake?
Of course not. Nothing's more important to me than my own life. But that doesn't change... screw it. I'm technically not breaking that rule by coming clean here. My client was Kokoro Mitsume,
A woman who's now legally dead. And I ain't got no problem with snitching on a corpse.
Shobai, wait!
Kokoro Mitsume came to me with a request. The details are
Oh, that's so funny. Sorry, I just now realized what he's doing. He's like, oh no, it was Kokoro who asked me, not Emma, right?
I was attacked by a void. I want to expose the void who attacked me, so please make a fraudulent examination for my safety. Finally, deliver said fraudulent examination to anyone who
shady
asks.
business, basically.
And that's it.
I said wait!
What? So, Kokoro really was never sick at all?
That's the big question, isn't it? After all, we now know that request was not made by the real Kokoro in the first place.
You said that you knew who the killer was, Shobai. Were you able to infer that from the request alone?
Yeah, there was a lot that wasn't adding up. Since I take pride in my client confidentiality, she could have easily spoken to me normally, when it was just us two. Yet, she still insisted on using her iPad to communicate. That ain't all, though. Emma Magarobi said something strange, too. Right after Kokoro Mitsume collapsed and you'd all gathered round her, she specifically said that her body was scorching hot. Why did she say so when Kokoro Mitsume was attacked by the void and not suffering a disease?
Maybe she got burnt with wounds. If you think about it, everything we did was based on Emma saying she had a fever. After taking her to the room, we only gave her medicine and placed a wet towel on her forehead, which you'd only do if she was ill, not wounded. Well, well, well. It seems Emma had already begun baiting us, starting small with a fever, making us believe she's sick, then having Shobai's phony diagnosis as the nail in the coffin.
And of course, none of us ever remotely considered the possibility of the disease being fabricated.
Wow, just wow. I wasn't even there and that story sounds suspicious. A healthy person suddenly gets paralyzed by an unknown endemic disease? Seriously, guys? I expected more.
I see. She carefully selected her words to make a subtle shift from healthy to unhealthy. That way, the diagnosis came as less of a shock. But ironically, that was what tipped Shobai off.
What do you mean?
The two statements directly contradicted each other. Emma Magarobi said it was a fever. Kokoro Mitsume said it was an attack. Granted, the disguise fooled even me at the time, but as soon as the body showed up, it all fell into place.
Okay,
it was
we get
Emma
it.
Magarobi in the dorm room with the disguise. Final answer.
That's a reference.
We just wasted hours going back and forth, old man. Why didn't you say this earlier?
I told you, I live by my own moral code, shorty. But since you guys have pretty much done the elbow work, and my client is legally dead, I figured I'd come clean. So there you have it. Your last shred of doubt, all cleared up.
And that's checkmate, Emma. No encore for you.
No, wait a minute. You must understand. I'm not the killer.
I'm sorry, Em, but I think you're the only one who believes that now.
Even I didn't want to believe Kanade at first. My reasoning is perfect. There's no room for doubt.
No, we're not done yet. We haven't discussed how the killer dealt with the body. I was outside of the room when the body was discovered, so I couldn't have anything to do with it.
Seriously, Emma? You could do that treatment in the morning. Once you were done with your disguise, there'd be no need to open the door for us. So you could do your job whether somebody else visited or not.
By job, you mean the final step, yeah?
That's right. Take the frozen Kokoro out of the refrigerator and cut off every hand and foot to hide the severed fingertip.
If I did that, then the room would have been full of blood, wouldn't it? And yet, there was no such trace.
Have you already forgotten her body was completely frozen? There'd be no risk of blood being spilt anywhere. At most, the flesh would have been disturbed. I'm gonna be sick! Once that was all done, all you needed to do was return the refrigerator dividers back to their original position, then slap a liquid nitrogen labeled drum down as a distraction. And finally, get out of the room and mission accomplished.
Hang on, that doesn't make sense. Kokoro was frozen by the instant freeze mode of the refrigerator, wasn't she? Not by the liquid nitrogen. Regardless of how long you freeze something, expose it to room temperature for a few hours and it'd melt on you.
I do recall seeing some blood emanating from Miss Mitsume's severed limbs.
Yeah, barely. If it was melting normally, we should have seen a lot more.
Nikkei's right. Her body was melting at an abnormally slow pace. Perhaps that's because the killer used that thing to keep the body cool. Dry ice. Dry ice.
Got it. Nikkei, that's because the killer used dry ice.
Dry ice?
When the body was first discovered, the room was unusually cold and covered in a thick mist. At first we believed it was the liquid nitrogen, but it was actually dry ice. We found a bag of it at the crime scene.
She maintained the temperature with dry ice, in order to prevent the frozen body from melting.
How about it, Emma? Finally ready to give in? Emmy?
What did I ever do to deserve this? I didn't do anything wrong. I just wanted Kokoro. These are all just coincidences. I didn't kill her. I swear to you.
Someone shut her up already. Give it a rest, woman. You lost.
I agree, Shobai.
You believe me, don't you? I could never kill Kokoro. Please convince them for me. We're all walking into a trap.
It's hard to suspect Emma when she's crying like this, but all the evidence is indicating Emma is the culprit. It's just an act, another performance from the ultimate actress. Sorry, Emma, but the show's over. Let's present the final evidence to end this trial for good. Terminate yet. I need to remember how to do this. Okay. Okay, so don't shoot the black ones. Got it. Okay. Got it.
So cruel. You're all so cruel. You accuse me of such a thing. You must reconsider. You better back off. How did it come to this? Is this the end? Is this the end? I'm innocent. Hear me out. You accuse me of such a thing. So cruel. You're all so cruel.
Oh wait, I wasn't paying attention.
Innocent. Hear me out. Why won't you believe me? How could you accuse me of such a thing? We're all going to die. I thought we were friends. So cruel. You're all so cruel like this. You must reconsider. It can't end like this. Why won't you believe me? We're all going to die. I thought we were friends. Is this the end? How could you accuse me of such a thing? It can't end like this. You must reconsider. I'm innocent. Hear me out. Why won't you believe me? How could you accuse me of such a thing? We're all going to die. I thought we were friends. It can't end like this. It can't end like this. You must reconsider. You better
It can't
back
end
off.
like this.
How did it come to this? We're all going to die. Thought we were friends. Is this the end? How could you accuse me of such a thing? So cruel. You're all so cruel. Reconsider. I'm innocent. Hear me out. Why won't you believe me? How could you accuse me of such a thing? We're all going to die. Is this the end? It can't end like this. How could you accuse me of such a thing?
We
I'm
got
innocent.
this.
Hear me,
Oh,
won't
God.
you believe me? Thought we were friends. We're all going to die. Is this the end? So cruel. You're all so cruel. I'm innocent. Hear me out. We're all going to die. Thought we were friends. It can't end like this. I'm innocent. Hear me out. Won't you believe me? We're all going to die. I'm innocent. Hear me out. Won't you believe me? I'm innocent. Hear me out. We're friends. You must reconsider. I'm innocent. Hear me out. The end? Is this the end? We're all going to die. You must reconsider. So cruel. You're all so cruel. I'm innocent. Hear me out. We were friends. We're all going to die. I thought we were friends. So cruel. I'm innocent. Hear me out. Won't you believe me? How did it come to this? I'm innocent. Hear me out. The end? I'm innocent. Hear me out.
You're not
You
innocent.
must reconsider. I'm innocent. Hear me out. The end?
I'm innocent. Hear me out. I thought we were friends.
You. You better back off. How could you accuse me of such a thing? To die. I'm innocent. Hear me out. You're all so cool about your friends. It can't end like this. You better back off. How could you accuse me of such a thing? Reconsider about your friends. How could you accuse me of such a thing? We're all going to die. How could you accuse me of such a thing? You better back off. We're all going to die. You must reconsider about your friends. You must reconsider. I'm innocent. You better back off. How could you accuse me of such a thing?
I just remembered I'm gonna have to figure out what the phrase is.
You must reconsider. You better back off. How could you accuse me of such a thing? Reconsider about your friends. Is this the end?
Okay.
What possible reason could you have linking me to Kokoro?
Both. Ah, no! Oh, okay, I get it.
Is this the end?
Never seen. Okay, no, I got it.
Innocent. Hear me out. You must so cool about your friends. You must reconsider. You better back off. How could you accuse me of such a thing? Come to this about your friends.
I know you guys are probably yelling at me.
We're all going to die.
Okay.
What possible reason could you have linking me to Kokoro?
Wait, what?
You better back off. Is this the end?
Wait.
We're all going to die. I'm innocent. Hear me out. You must so cool about your friends. You must reconsider. You better back off. Is this the end? You must reconsider about your friends.
Okay. Alright. Say.
Possible reason
Never
could you have
seen.
linking me to Kokoro?
No, it's not right.
You
Both.
better back
Wait.
off. How could you accuse me of
Oh,
such a
okay.
thing?
I was doing it in the wrong order. Well, obviously that's what I was doing.
So cool about your friends. You must reconsider. You better back off. How could you accuse me of such a thing? Reconsider about your friends. How could you accuse me of such a
Okay,
thing?
I got it this time.
What possible reason could you have linking me to Kokoro?
Got it.
This is the end.
Too many videos. It's done now, guys. Don't worry. I thought it was gonna say both. It said both were never seen in the same place. I thought it was gonna. I thought it was supposed to see. I thought it was supposed to be. Never mind. Both were never seen in the same place. Yeah, I couldn't read it properly, so I thought it was saying I've never seen both in the same place.
I just have one more thing I'd like to ask everyone. Has anybody here ever visited Kokoro with Emma?
Huh? Oh, that's...
I thought not. And the reason why? Because it's impossible. As we've agreed, the bedridden
on the
Kokoro
meat bone,
was
being
none other
meat
than
on the
Emma.
bone meat. Wait, no, that meat on the bone. That is what it is. The meat on bone.
If Emma ever came to visit, the bed would be empty.
What are you talking about, Sora? I definitely visited Kokoro's room. Yuki, Teruya, you two remember, don't you?
Oh, that's
Also,
true.
Alexis, that looks very
I've
good.
definitely
Thank
gone
you
there
for
with
sending
Emma
that to me.
before. As she was leaving the dining hall, I caught up with her and suggested she join us.
But did Kokoro open the door when you arrived?
No. That was yesterday evening. The first time Kokoro
Oh, dude, I've been doing
didn't
this for
open the
2.5
door
hours. I
us.
didn't even realize.
As I suspected. After all, how could Kokoro open the door while Emma was outside the very same door?
Ironic, isn't it, Emma? What Yuki just said makes you even more suspicious. You always claimed to have no appetite, so you could sneak out of the dining hall and eat your meals as Kokoro. And as a result, you never sat with Kokoro during one of her meals.
Wow, you sure did care for her, Emma. A grand total of 0 visits for your sick best friend.
Welcome
Didn't
back.
even visit her once.
More like she couldn't.
Perhaps Mr. Maeda's suggestion caught her off guard. She certainly did seem in a hurry to leave that evening.
It's over, Emma. There's nowhere to run. Finally given up? Good. It's time for your curtain call. Let's summarize the case once again and expose your crime.
Your voice acting is very good. Thank you so much. Okay, I think I might need help with this one. Okay. Melody Rhythms Concert. Okay, well, it's that one first, right? Dang it! Okay, concert. During the performance, we also get. Okay, there we go. Okay, did that one right, okay. Once they had their finger, okay. While everyone is sleeping, they went to Kokoto's room. Okay, well then... I might have this out of order. Yeah, okay. And then cut her finger off, and then this. What? Okay. Well, that one obviously goes after this one. To get the fingerprint off, the handbook cut Kokoto's finger off. Oh, after putting it in the refrigerator. Oh, okay, I'm stupid. Never mind, I got it now, guys. Okay, there we go. The freeze came after they put her in, obviously. I wasn't thinking about that. Okay, the cover-up's stealing away. They destroyed the Yukino statue. Everything had been repaired. They covered this place with dry ice. Okay, well that... That one first. Snuck out. Grabbed it. Destroyed it. Ah! Oh my god, okay. Maybe that one's later. Okay, that's later, I think. Okay, there we go, I was right. That one was later. Okay. These guys at Kokoro, they show by his fake diagnosis to trick everyone. Notice the abnormality. I'm not sure about this one, guys. Can you help me? Let's see. So, as soon as Mina came and retrieved the evidence. So it's probably this one first. Third, fourth, second, first. Third. I might have gotten this wrong. Well, that sucks.
Crap.
3, 4, 2, 1. 3, 5, 2, 1. Oh my god, guys. Come on. I'll try it again. Hold on. Let me get to that point again. I'm terrible at this part. Okay, so that. Third, fifth, second. Bro! Third, fifth, second, first. Okay, I keep that in mind. Okay, so then this, and then this. Okay. Third. Oh wait, this is this one. Okay, so hold on. So then that one. That one. Third, fifth, second, first. That's what I did. Wait, no. Wait, third, fifth, second. Okay, third, fifth. I would have thought that he would have gotten suspicious after the diagnosis thing, but whatever. Discovery, okay. Dying message. Okay, well that's obviously. Okay, that's obviously like the last one. I did not mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. The real Kokoro eventually froze to stone. And then she left a dying message. Right? Okay, I got that one. Okay, culprit returns to the Mountain Cruise and successfully joins the others before the body discovery announcement. This one was already used, so, let's see. Did they do the dry ice first or the... Do you think... Okay. Is it dry ice first or is it the... cutting the hands first thing? 2, 4... What about this one? Hold on. Culprit returns to the Mountain Cruise. That one would be... Two, 4, 5, 6. Okay, if you guys say so. Did it after body was frozen. Okay. Wait, 2, 4...
This is the truth.
You guys were right. Okay. Well, I should trust you more.
This all started back during the performance Setsuka suggested.
So, the closing argument part of the recording is always hard for me because it's at the very end of all the recording I already did, and it takes forever to get through.
At some point during the performance, Kokoro suddenly collapsed. The culprit was the first to check her temperature, describing it as scorching hot, to make us believe she'd fallen ill to some disease, while in reality, the killer had likely attacked Kokoro
thank you
during the
for
noise
telling
and
me.
excitement of the concert.
It's from Hajime's trial. I don't have memory of that.
We immediately
I have a bad memory.
brought Kokoro into her room. We used her finger to gain access to her e-handbook plus. The e-handbook pluses can only be turned on by its owner's fingerprints. The killer made note of this in their plan. Feigning concern over Kokoro,
Bruh, okay.
the killer made sure
Oh,
to
and you were
leave
getting
her
on
be
about
last.
me for cheating earlier, Alexis? Wait, well, actually, I don't remember if you were one of the people, but don't... Come on.
They needed to do this in order to subtly steal Kokoro's e-handbook plus. As soon as nighttime arrived, the culprit returned to the scene after making sure everyone else was asleep. Since the e-handbook plus's power was still on, they were able to re-enter her room. Knowing they wouldn't be interrupted at night, the culprit began their preparations. First, they tied up Kokoro and then cut off her fingertip. They needed this in order to have permanent access to her e-handbook plus. Once the bleeding had stopped, they stuffed Kokoro into the refrigerator. By removing all of the refrigerator's dividers, there was just enough space to store her body in. After placing her body inside, they set the refrigerator's output as instant freeze, with the intent to freeze Kokoro to death. Next came the disguise preparations. The disguise was the most crucial element to this murder, as they wanted it to seem as if Kokoro was alive for longer than she was.
My favorite character is Nikke, followed by Chibaguro.
They stole the clothes Kokoro had been wearing, then set out to find a wig that emulated her hair. Fortunately for our killer, they'd taken note of the dressing room in the museum and planned to use it to their advantage. Naturally, people would be concerned over Kokoro, so the disguise had to be ready by the next morning, but the monocruise had already closed its gates for the night. This left the killer with no choice but to create a makeshift rope and climb down the monocruise from the 4th floor's balcony. Upon arriving at the museum, they took a wig that resembled Kokoro's hair from the dressing room. However, this would create a discrepancy with the dressing room's item list, so to accommodate for this, they destroyed the Yuki Onna statue and planted its hair in the wig's place. The destruction of the statue brought two benefits. Not only did it fix the discrepancy, but also made some fear the curse of the awakened Yuki Onna. Considering the body's state when we discovered it, the implications of the curse only increased.
Okay. Thank you. So, Iroha. Got it. I'll keep that in mind.
The next morning, the culprit returned on board the monocruise right after the door opened, making quick work to remove the evidence at the balcony. They also used Kokoro's e-handbook plus to send a request to Shobai. I was attacked by a void. I want to expose the void who attacked me, so please make a fraudulent examination for my safety. Finally, deliver said fraudulent examination to anyone who asks. Dr. Grumpy accepted this request, but began noticing something was off. While talking with the disguised culprit, they made sure to remain silent even in front of Shobai himself, contradicting the killer's note of Kokoro having a fever the previous night. Perhaps he was able to deduce the killer based on these two inconsistencies. Either way, his false examination made us believe that Kokoro had begun to suffer from a disease. With us taking the bait, the killer no longer had to worry about the two biggest issues with their disguise, the height and the voice. The phony paralysis also allowed the culprit to request we bring them meals at 3 specific times a day. That was done to reduce the risk of an unexpected situation, and to ensure they were in disguise for 3 set times. In an attempt to appear less suspicious, the culprit themselves faked a loss of appetite.
I do not know when Chapter 3 will be finished.
To provide ample time to disguise as Kokoro and eat her meal instead. And while effective at first, this ironically made them look more suspicious in the long run. Over the next few days, we continued to bring Kokoro her meals, unaware of the one beneath the
Wait, she
disguise.
called him Dr. Grumpy? I didn't even know. I didn't even pay attention. I wasn't paying attention to that.
We all continued to believe that, while unwell, Kokoro was still alive. But the horrid truth was that the real Kokoro Mitsume was slowly freezing to death in the refrigerator. Right before she perished though, she used the last of her strength to leave a dying message. She broke 8 icicles that were created by the instant freeze mode, proceeding to carve F on the front and O on the back with her nail. Then, on the last icicle, she carved I instead of O, and penetrated the longest icicle through the I icicle to complete the message. There are 8 icicles with the letter F, and conveniently also 8 females. That would mean the tallest girl among all females was the one who killed I, Kokoro. After all, the culprit was indeed the tallest among the females. Without the dying message, we never would have been able to pinpoint the culprit. Eventually, the real Kokoro Mitsume finally died, leaving the culprit with no further reason to keep up the act.
You guys are so nice. Oh my god, thank you for calling me pretty.
That night, the culprit grabbed a pack of dry ice and an empty oil drum. The following morning, with the intent to complete their crime, by slapping a liquid nitrogen label onto the drum, we don't make the mistake of assuming Kokoro had been frozen via the nitrogen, not... There was
Oops,
also the issue of Kokodo's missing fingertip. Had only that been missing, we'd have caught on much sooner. So to cover the tracks, the culprit cut off both her hands and feet. Not only did this work in their favor, but again, it brought more suspicion onto the Yukiona's curse. Finally, all that was left to do was cover the room and body in dry ice, to force the body to melt at a much slower rate before fleeing the scene. The rest was like clockwork. Over time, we'd become suspicious that Kokoro wasn't answering her door, causing us to eventually discover the body. The culprit was incredibly cunning and careful. If it weren't for Kokoro's dying message, they may very well have gotten away with the crime. Perhaps this was karma for pretending to care deeply for her.
You guys are so nice. Oh, I don't like showing my face very often because, like, I don't like how I look. So seriously, you guys saying that really does mean a lot.
The monster who had us all fooled. The one who murdered Kokodo.
Gigi, hold on.
It can be no one but you, Emma Magarobi.
Yeah, we did it. Oops. Well, you know, whatever.
No one but you?
Okay, hold on. I have to let my cat out really quickly, so hold on. Come on, Gigi. Go. Go. Okay.
You said no one but you? It's a failure then. So be it.
Alright, how well did I do? Pretty badly. A D! Yikes. How much money did I get though? Oh, that's quite a bit. Oh, I got more? What? Additional. Okay. Ignore the fact I got a rank D though.
It seems you have all finally reached a conclusion. Just like the last trial, you only get one attempt at voting. Think carefully before you decide. Now, let us see if you have chosen wisely. Ladies and gentlemen, use the panel in front of you to vote for who you believe to be the culprit. Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hold on, guys. Okay. I'm gonna continue this, but I might be muted a little bit, but it's fine. I'm just gonna keep going.
What is it going to be?
I do have heterochromia. Okay, let's get through this quickly because I should probably get on soon.
Congratulations!
That's right, Miss Emma Magarobi was the culprit of this murder case. A rightful verdict indeed.
I must say, I'm impressed.
I must say that your performance was splendid.
No way.
Emma! Darn it. We had got the right answer. Emma was the killer. We'd already worked it out during the class trial. Everyone must have voted for her with confidence, but even so, knowing the answer beforehand didn't make this any less of a shock. Having to accept that one of your classmates committed murder. Why? Just why? You were close friends to Kokoro. Why did you kill her, Emma?
Why do you think she did it when there's only one Why do you think she did it when there's only one possible reason? It's because she's a void. You're a void, aren't you, Emmy? Well...
Hey.
Hey, isn't it too early to say that? We're not entirely sure if murderer is 100% guaranteed to be a void member. It'd be best if Emma explains it to herself. Em, please, tell us about your reason. There's no need to mind my presence, Miss Magarobi. Speak as freely as you like. What's he talking about?
I tip my hat to you.
Your abilities are far superior to those of Mr. Makonochi, so I put my trust into you. You may use the little time you have left in any way you want. Having kept silent at the end of the trial, suddenly Emma suddenly said, "Wow, I can't speak." Emma suddenly let out a deep breath and began talking.
Nothing big. I did it because I'm a void. Like you pointed out. That's all. Just like Hachime was. I am Mikado's co-conspirator and ally too. I'm sorry if you expected something saintly from me.
Emma's beautiful face became contorted as she spoke. It looked surprisingly similar to Hajime's appearance in the last trial.
Void! See, I told you.
But the Voids, weren't they no longer willing to work with Mikado after he betrayed them? Betrayed, yes. Hajime died, and we weren't told that we would die for real either. From our perspective, it's true that Mikado betrayed us. Then why? Why did you commit murder?
It cannot be helped.
It's too late for us to turn back. Us voids, we cannot be saved even if we decided to abandon the plan at this point. If we antagonized Mikado and helped you escape this island, there would be absolutely nothing left for us. But you didn't have to go as far as to murder. I don't know about your motive, but we could have helped you get over it. It's not something like that that can magically be solved like that. You don't know anything about us. We have our own reasons for doing this.
Also,
Was it to carry out Void's plan as a member of the group?
That's why.
Kokoro said Hajime's murder was coordinated in advance. They must have a goal that needs to be accomplished no matter what, even if it means killing someone and risking execution. So was supposed to be murder too?
Oh, awkward.
That is one point that I find strange as well. I am certain Miss Magarobi's turn was yet to come.
What did you say?
Huh? What do you mean?
Allow me to explain.
I will give a brief explanation. Each of the 5 voids has the responsibility to commit murder in a set order. I believe Mr. Makonochi mentioned this before. Of course, anyone else is welcome to kill. You may think of this as a safeguard against possible deadlocks. If only voids commit murder, other voids with knowledge of the kill order would know the identity of the culprit long before the trial.
Indeed.
It would be like watching a mystery TV show after being spoiled in the ending. It would be neither fair nor entertaining. However, it is surely a great merit to know who is supposed to be murdered next.
what are you saying?
And then if it wasn't Enema's turn yet...
That's not good.
I was perplexed after realizing who the culprit was. The occurrence of a non-void murderer was within my expectations, but void muddling up the kill order? It would have been nice if I was informed of this in advance. I'm sorry, Mikado. I messed up the reenactment.
You are forgiven.
No need to apologize. Even though you may not have noticed it, you reenacted the case to a fine extent. Kokoro Mitsume, because that woman got on my nerves. I had to kill her. But you were really close with her. Why? Since I'm going to die soon, I'll tell you. It was when we were watching the twins' performance. There's a train. Okay. What's the matter, Kokoro? The concert is still going on. Why do you want to have a talk all of a sudden?
This is also for your own sake. I hope you understand. Emma, you have been encouraging me to join the rest of you for the past few days, correct?
Right. Oh, do you feel like doing it at last?
Well, I believe you can suppose so, but only under one condition.
A condition?
I have plans to cooperate and resolve this situation with the rest of you, if you decide to work with us, Emma.
What do you mean by that? I don't know.
Don't you understand? My condition is for you, a member of Void, to stop working for your group and join us.
What are you talking about? Me? Void?
I admit you have done a great job, but acting won't work here. You cannot deceive me, Emma Magarobi. You are a Void.
You want to co-cosplay? Oh, interesting. Okay.
Don't worry, if I had intended to reveal your identity to everyone, I might have already done so. I know a few others who are quite likely to be in Void as well. Still, I am proposing this offer to you because you always approach me with a friendly attitude. I think you could be of great help to us. I hope you aren't considering attacking me. That would be an incredibly unwise decision. I am not so imprudent as to talk one-on-one with a dangerous individual such as you. Besides, everyone will witness your crime even if you do succeed. I asked Teria Otori to act as my bodyguard a few days ago. He should be watching us as we speak. If you're planning any tricks, give it up now.
What do you want?
Just as I said, come to our side. Tell everyone that you're a Void and share any information that you have about Void and Mikado Sonoji. We need the Void's information in order to work out the problem. In fact, I have a fairly convincing suspicion about Mikado Sonoji.
Oh, good night.
If the Void's testimony backs it up, we may be able to escape this island. There are 2 more Voids among us.
Sorry.
If I become a traitor, you'll know what they'll do. No need to be concerned. I believe I know who they are. If you choose to join us, I will make them follow you to join our side.
That's easy for you to say. We Voids have a reason to be committed to our plan, even as far as to resort to these dirty methods. I don't know how you managed to expose me, but I can't give up here, even if it's against you, Kokoro. Do you know our pain, our suffering? If you know so much, why don't you try your almighty mind reading me?
At last, you expressed your honest feelings. What? For the last few days, Emma, you've constantly tried to get along with me. As the ultimate actress, you played a pure-hearted friend with a level and sincerity that even I couldn't doubt. Of course, your real purpose was to keep watch on me, someone who poses a threat to Void. Your overly perfect kindness, nothing but purity in your mind. I was able to deduce that you were a Void using these hints. But at the same time, I wanted to know how you truly felt. Regardless of your intent, you were the first to become this close to me. Kokoro, only after pushing you this far, I do finally understand you, which makes me want even more of you to work with us, Emma. But don't worry.
Oh, that was not right.
Don't worry, whether it's about your father or your adoptive parents, we'll do the best we can to help.
What?
I told you earlier, because you showed me your honest feelings, I can understand you now. Naturally, when I read a defenseless person's mind, I can see their true feelings. Your dark past, Void's motive, I saw all of it. You saw my... I apologize for doing it without your consent, but this was the only way to convince... Emma?
No!
This emotion is something twisted. No, monstrous.
No. I'll do whatever you say. I'll bring money. Just don't hurt me. Wait. Mr. Otari! Well.
Shit.
That's...
Good grief.
I see. Miss Magarobi's old room was carefully torn open by Miss Mitsume. What are you talking about? Miss Magarobi has lived a terrible past which she absolutely loathes to recall. I would say it's similar to psychological trauma. The mere act of recalling it is enough to cause her seizures even in ideal circumstances, when combined with her complex feelings. And the shock from being exposed, Miss Magarobi couldn't control her emotional outbursts anymore.
Certainly.
So it was an accidental murder then. Now I understand why Emma committed murder when it wasn't her turn.
I'm sorry, everyone. As Emma just said, the day after I woke up on this island, Kokoro gave me a personal request. She said she was going to focus completely on finding the Voids, and was concerned about the other Voids targeting her. So she told me to watch her from a close distance, and come to her aid in case something happened.
She must have chosen you because you were the least likely to be a Void.
Wait a minute, Kokoro said that? She made a whole announcement to tell us she wasn't going to care about Void whatsoever. She said that in order to throw the Voids off her trail, she wasn't sure who was in Void, so she pretended to be ignorant and worked in secret.
Then
Kokoro really wanted to help us.
Darn it!
But I couldn't save her. I was distracted by the concert and took my eyes off. I left Kokoro to get attacked and die right under my nose. You don't have to feel responsible, Teria. No one would have expected a killer to attack her in a crowded place like that.
Yeah, and that would mean it's our fault too for doing the concert. If Kanade and I looked more closely at the audience, this wouldn't
The
have...
hell?
I know the audience was looking toward the stage, but why didn't the twins see anything?
Kanade always closes her eyes when playing the guitar, and I can't see very far when I'm focusing on communicating with people in the front rows.
Cut it out!
Stop it! Now isn't the time to blame yourselves, everyone. We've just got unlucky with that all these bad things happened at once. It's already over, but I don't forget it. It was bound to happen someday. After all, this is a curse ingrained in my memory. Even if Kokoro did not bring up my past, I would have never betrayed Void.
This is my resolve.
As a Void, I will put everything into the one last hope we have. Even if you die from it.
Even so.
Yes, besides, I wouldn't be no better than a walking corpse if the plan fails. You sure about that, Em? Huh? Do you really have no regrets? It exists as a gut feeling that you really did feel happy when you were with Coco, Em. Same when you were with us. When you were with us. Max said he enjoyed being with us too.
Yes.
She's right. Void is only doing this because they were forced to by someone else, unknown reason. It's not too late. You can recompense, I think, for what you did later. For now, don't you think we should work together to give that Mikado a big kick in the butt? Mikado! I'm done. Start my execution now. Is that really all right? I don't think I can face you all any longer. If I stand here for another moment, I won't be able to remain a Void.
Emmy.
No one but Emma herself would ever know whether she was putting on an act or not, but I could tell that she looked incredibly distressed at that time, knowing that a classmate committed murder, hearing that she was a Void. Troubled by mixed feelings, no one knew what to say. Instead, we merely stood watching her.
Look.
Oh, thank you. I do. Well, I try. I'll say one last thing. Shinji's plan, I don't think it was fundamentally in the wrong direction. If we had another way out, we wouldn't have agreed to that nasty plan. Hajime felt it, and I did too. I'm sure that if we'd met under different circumstances, we would have stayed as good friends. But while the plan is in action, all of the process means nothing.
It cannot be helped.
The process, sorry. The process. No matter what you do, the outcome is already set, just like how I'm about to die despite my struggles.
What did you say?
The outcome is already set.
That's why.
Even though I will die as another sacrifice to the plan, you all should try working against it in whatever way you believe in. That's all I can say. I'm sorry. Em, are you seriously okay with that? It's your last chance. Can't you tell us something to strike back at Mikado with at the very least?
Please stop.
The words are of no use. Like all other Voids, Miss Makarobi is already well aware of the state she is in. This is their only choice. They must put every bit of themselves in this pain. Yuki, come here. Come here. Okay, sorry, my cat.
This is... Just what is this plan you keep mentioning? Nothing any of you Voids say make any sense.
Okay. Well, not make much of a difference. Even Miss Makarobi plan. Okay. Miss Makarobi said the outcome is already set. Everything in. Okay, we get it.
You're amazing.
Show respect to your intellect? Ah, I can see why Miss Makarobi enjoys these types of jokes. Oh, I don't care, just kill me already. Alright, I'm glad I work with such an outstanding person. It's almost a shame that I have to execute her myself. But are you certain about this? The subject of death is not something to be taken lightly, even more so than you think.
Careful now.
Only a few minutes left. You will be executed shortly after. Prepare to take in the full experience of the last moment of your life. The excitement of this crowd has waned by now. It must be time for your curtain call, the execution. Let us commence. Okay. I'm dying. Hold on, don't start it yet. I think I'm scared. Then, shall we start? I don't
want to die! I still want to live! I don't want to be killed!
It's punishment time.
Well, that's sad. Okay. Yes, I have a cat named Yuki. Well, Yuki Karu, but yeah.
Why so serious?
Anyway, yeah, reference to Cabin in the Woods. Alright, with all the monsters and stuff. Thank you, Perfect Harmony. That's a really disturbing sight. Okay, anyway. Thank you so much.
Oh.
Poor woman, you were never paid. Poor woman. You never paid back for your efforts. Farewell, Miss Emma Magarobi. May her remains rest in peace. Ah! Dear me, an excellent collage, I must whatever, I must say, but you were nothing more than a predictable colleague. Okay, I'm stupid. Average being in the end.
Disgraceful.
Pleading for mercy at the very last moment, how utterly disgraceful.
Please, no more. How long do we have to keep doing this?
Brunette.
Damn it. Damn it.
Well, great.
We done here? Can I leave now? Hey, you! What gives you the right to act like that when you've contributed so little?
Off.
Shouldn't you be used to it by now? Mind your business.
Shobai, I don't care what you... Oh, Shobai, I don't care what you do, but aren't you in need of a way to get out of this place too?
I can look after myself. Quit bothering
Well, that
me.
came out of left
Now, that
field,
girl,
huh?
Emma Magarobi, was it? I heard her speaking. Shut up, phone. Okay. Something about the girl she offed. Kokoro Mitsume? I can't help but wonder. Shit, her death might have been a greater loss than I thought.
The hell?
What's he talking about?
Seriously?
He just left?
Congratulations!
My, what an eventful evening. Everyone, I must thank you for your hard work. Our numbers may dwindle, but we cannot let our spirit falter. Let's return to our daily lives. Otherwise, those weary looks of yours may frighten away the sparks of joy. Foo-foo.
No good.
He's a spiteful person, even till the end. The second-class trial was over. The culprit of the second murder was executed. Regardless of who she really was, this was the death of a friend we had been living with for the past few days. Like in Hajime's case, this wasn't a feeling I could just push aside, and all that remained in the courtroom was an extremely unpleasant feeling. Even Setsuka and Shinji, who had been our pillars of strength, kept silent as if they lost their energy.
Hey!
Stop crying, Iroha. Guys, I don't know what to say, but we can't give up here. Come on, Teria. Think, man, what they've said at a time like this. Damn it. Everyone.
For real?
Wow, I never thought I'd see the day where I'd agree with Mikado. Big sis? You guys snap out of it!
Huh?
Beaky? What are y'all doing moping around like this? We can't let this beat us. Even Mikado knew that. Now let's hold our heads up and return to our daily lives. Or what? Do you want to stay up all night in this creepy class trial room? Huh?
What are you saying?
What the heck? Did she suddenly get possessed by a spirit or something?
No, it's okay. Dude, find your charger. Okay.
Honestly, I'm feeling a lot of guilt right now. I'm indirectly responsible for both Jimmy's and Emma's murders. We threw the party that led Rinrin dying because I was complaining all the time. And I also helped with the concert Tsuka planned, where Kogoro was murdered.
What?
Yeah, so what are you gonna burst into tears again? How original.
Shut up, Nikki! Yeah, this is tough, but if I keep being peevish and whiny, then it'll just happen for a third time. Another murder will happen because of me.
Okay.
Not at all. It's not your fault. Don't put the blame on yourself here.
No, it's okay. I realized that I have to change when Tsuka cheered me up last time. And even more so, I don't want to be a burden to the rest of you.
Well, how about it? How can anyone say no to such a heartwarming little speech from Little Vicky?
Who are you calling little, huh?
Right. What Emma said confirms my thoughts. The voids are victims too. While I don't know about their goal, I do know that the bonds we made with them over the past few days were real. Whatever their plan is, they're only carrying it out because they have no other choice. So we can't just find another way to help them. We could solve everything, or so we can. Sorry. I don't know that video. Yeah, that's it. Okay, time to find this other way. If we work together, we can save the voids and ourselves. I, Shinji Kasai, promise you that I will never, ever give up. Everyone. It seemed as if Hibiki pulled us out of the bleak moment we were in, not black. If you think about it, wouldn't she be the person who changed the most upon coming to this island? After going through a series of events, Hibiki had now developed a mature attitude that moved everyone's hearts, with a few exceptions, of course. Like hell we will.
What did you say?
What?
I'm out.
If you're going to be all buddy-buddy after this, be my guest, but I'm out. I'm going to do this by myself now.
Huh? Nikki, what's got to you all of a sudden?
It's not all of a sudden. Didn't I tell you before the trial? Blindly trusting one another is just a recipe for disaster. We've tried it twice now. Both times ended the same way. My favorite character is Nikke. Not right now. I mean, Nikke is kind of being mean, but... But so what? That doesn't make them any less of a criminal, and we don't know when they're gonna come after us either. Well, you all have fun with that. If you want to still call them friends and whatnot, then me, I guess. But keep me out of this. I'm done.
What? You mean all that effort to join our group, and now you're throwing it away just like that?
So,
Are you hiding something from us? Could you be in void?
Think whatever you want. It's just that I can't trust that your naive approach will work. For now on, I'm flying solo, like Shobai. Good luck with that strange Terria guy later. Strange Terry guy later. There you go. Jeez, what's up with that guy? Why is he suddenly acting like that? Suddenly? No, Nick said so himself. Even before the murder, he already had some gripes with our situation.
He can do whatever he wants. It's not like I wanted him with us.
That said, we should be going now.
Then.
Right, we'll think of what to do when morning comes. Roha, you feeling any better?
Yes, I'm sorry for the mess earlier.
Yuki, we should go. Yuki? What's wrong? You were spacing out.
Yu was a big fan of Emmy. Emmy, I know how you feel, but try to cheer up for Emmy, okay?
It's not because of that!
sorry.
Did I say something wrong? I'm sorry. It looks like a few people are still a bit shaken. It's understandable, though.
I promise it.
Staying positive will pay off in the long run, I promise you. So for now, let's bear this hardship together.
Okay, let's go up, Kanade. This isn't how Hibiki is supposed to be. What are you doing, Kanade? Are you gonna keep your big sis waiting? Let's go, come on. I'm sorry, big sis. Coming.
Okay. Hello, Marielle. Our moments of delight was cut short by Nikke, followed by a few others that looked tense and uneasy. Once again, our bonds had been pushed to the limit with Kokoro and Emma's deaths. How would this affect our group? Only time would tell. Although we were all worried about the same problem, none chose to verbalize it. And when we finally decided to rest for the day... The trial was good. You also sound like Yoriko. Thank you. It's the night after the second-class trial. We'd all unanimously agreed to decide what to do tomorrow after some sleep. Emma, Void, we don't have any clues about them. What is their objective? For what reason did they come up with a plan like this and carry it out? Continuously turning over in my mind questions I could never understand. Oh, hi, you. That was my cat. An ocean of sleep. Can we end the chapter now? I've been streaming for 3 hours. ... Yes, we have to be more careful from now on. I'll do my best to look for the thing you told me about. Be careful, act normal and void. And don't let them find out. Yes, I know.
Just count on Big Sis for everything.
Huh? Setsuka? Hold on, what?
Danganronpa.
The son of Lanusian moon of Zoe. Got the Oscar prize. Would you like to? Yes. Okay, we reached the end of the chapter, guys. Thank God. Sorry if I went really fast towards the end there. I was just trying to get to the end because it's been 3 hours. So yeah. That's not. Okay, this is Yuki. Alright, I'm gonna go